Hello and welcome to Star Wars News and Weekly Comic Recap presented by Tales from the Darkside. Hey, Hasbro Pulse has revealed their new Black Series Rogue One wave and some other plans they have for the future. This week we'll be covering the new Star Wars comic release Bounty Hunters issue 13. It's an important issue and we'll explain why. And in It's a Trap, what do we really know about Bossk and where his loyalties lie? We'll review and give our opinions on the importance of Bad Batch Episode 7 and what it means for future episodes. Hey, Father's Day is almost here, but there's still time, and we offer some simple gift ideas to say thanks to your Star Wars dad. And there's a new hope of hysterical laughter as Jedi and Wookkie strike back. And return of the dad jokes. Let's get it going, fellas.
Y'all, it better be funny. That was amazing. I don't know if you guys know this, but Jedi handwrites all that stuff out. He does a lot of good work, and then we always change everything around at the last minute for him to see. Just make sure we keep him on the toes. Thank you very much, Jedi, for doing it. I've got a lot of good responses on it, but they also like this. How about you give the intros of the cast of Rogue Gallery that we have on today?
Okay, here we go. His pet Rancor is still causing trouble, so much that his HOA has called animal control. Now they've vanished and can be found anywhere. Meanwhile, there's an eerie "Who Let the Dogs Out" ringtone coming from beneath his house. Macho Man Marco is here leading the way.
We don't have HOAs.
Hey, summer is here, and that means trips to the pool. Last summer, he went through 3 pair of clippers and a weed whacker. Still clogged up the filters. Yeah, he's pretty hairy. Solo Wookkie is the man.
There you go, Solo.
Hey, if he were a Bad Batch trooper, they'd call him Trap. His enhanced abilities would be profiling could-be characters and creating timeline charts capable of activating inhibitor chips. I know they give me a headache. He's the guy behind the curtain, JJ Maxwell.
There you go, JJ.
He's on a quest for 1,000. Every time he gets a sub, a bounty hunter gets their hollow puck. Either you get that or you don't. Subscribe to his channel and he'll explain it to you. It's Pete Renovision.
So,
and he's back on Yoda's Poodoo list after opening his box of Loki charms that the ancient master bought off eBay. The little green dude was pissed. I honestly thought there was a prize inside. Yeah, it's me, Jedi Johnson, 22.
There you go, Jedi. Right. Ed is back too. Ed, we missed you last week. We don't talk about last night, bro. Chad, what's going on? Everybody else in the chat. Kev, it's always good to see you. Ruben, Wookkie Fodder. Hey, it's serious. If you aren't subscribed to Pete's real quickly, we're going to do plugs and promos in the beginning. Make sure you're checking out Renovision. I know some of you are over here from Renovision. The rest of you go over there. Make sure you're checking out. Do you know we do a Wednesday show? This Wednesday, we brought it out before everybody else. We talked about He-Man, so it's coming up, and now everybody's doing He-Man show.
now everybody's doing He-Man.
Now check this out. Make sure you watch the Monday night show here on this channel, Tales from the Flip Side, because if you're not going to watch that one, you're going to miss out on something. I don't know what it is, but I never know what it is, right? Make sure you do that. But make sure on Wednesday you check us out. We've gone overboard on our show on Wednesday. It has, like this show, gone off the rails, but completely blown up. It was supposed to be a 30-minute show. We are trying to tailor down 6 hours of content. So we're going to give it to you all, hopefully, by Wednesday. It'll only be an hour and a half. I don't think it will. I don't think it will, but it's going to be He-Man. Okay. Do you guys want to do pickups first, or do you guys want to get into a little bit of Pulse? Because we had Pulse, man, and Pulse...
We should do pickups first because it'll lead right into the Renovision problem that I have, and I'm going to stop watching that damn show before I go broke.
Renovision.
That's the only one still love.
All right. Well, we can do that. Go ahead. So you could go first. I mean, it is really a passion project of mine and Pete that we've been kind of working on for how long now, Pete? Like about 6 months, to be honest.
Yeah. It's been a few months.
Yeah.
Talked about it.
So, yeah. Talked about it. Get the flames going. So.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got, Solo Wookkie?
I keep tuning into Renovision. They keep telling everybody what I'm looking for, and I don't look super hard, but I had to because they turned around and they started telling everybody about all the books that I've been looking for and the exclusive. So I thought, well, I better at least get just a quick, easy set, some A covers before they're all gone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tune into that show. It's a good show, folks, and
Yeah.
they weren't lying. There's some good books on there. You should be looking for them.
What else do we got? Okay, so who's up next? Who's down the line?
I can go.
I didn't even get anything. I'm not even turning around. I had to redo my office this week.
So picked up some won an auction, good price, and picked up some Mile High exclusives.
Ooh, nice.
Screaming Citadel. These are all connecting, by the way, but I don't have a good
one. Yeah.
Don't have a good way to show you, but there's the Star Wars with Afro on it.
The Afro one. That's a good
that
one.
was 31.
Yeah, very underrated one.
And this is Dr. Afro 8 with Han.
Once again, doesn't put
work.
Afro on the Afro book because
Nope. No, that would make too much sense.
That makes too much sense.
This is my favorite here. This is Star Wars 32 Mile High variant with a little black K
Nice. Yeah.
cover. Looks like a
Really?
werewolf.
You like that? You like that?
It's werewolf-esque. I like the old horror movie werewolf stuff. I like it.
I'm not a big fan of Mile High.
And then you got the spacesuit Leia
yeah
on an Afro book again. So that's Afro 7. Yep. On an Afro
Put
book.
Afro on all the other books, and then you put everybody else on the Afro book.
Yeah.
Then I got a Target exclusive Star Wars Allegiance. So I got that.
That's
cheap.
cool. I actually like that.
Came in a Star Wars, some sort of collector's box that was exclusive to Target. I can't remember what it was now.
Didn't it have like some BS?
Yeah, I bought the comic separate. I didn't buy the box, so I forget what it was.
Well,
and then I got the old Stomp Wars parody.
Nice.
So
Good
not one of these guys.
There you go, bud.
I always like the parody books. So.
Yeah, you don't see those very often, especially those stomps. That's a good
You got
thing.
that Rogue One in the background too, looking good. All right, Pete, you got anything for us, or did you have a show? We did a lot of pickups the other day.
Well, I got to do pickups for tomorrow, but I'll share the one little thing I put up on Instagram. That's those little digest books. That
This is really cool.
Yeah,
this is really cool.
Like I've been trying to get the rest of these little digest,
Yeah,
Star Wars
got a
books.
bunch
You
of
can find
which-
them, out there.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't know they had hardcovers of them as well. Like, this is from a library.
Yeah,
Obviously.
I love library books.
I didn't know they had hardcovers for them. So now
Everybody
I got another subset to check. And
everybody that's been around for a while, and I had given away to a lot of people where you could get a lot of those library books from. I actually like the ones that are library stamped though, because
me too.
History. So, but if you needed some, I'm always willing to trade maybe some of the softback ones for the library. Their books and stuff like that.
I love that Darth Maul one. The
Sith Hunters.
Yes, Sith Hunters.
Yeah,
that's such a good. I love that one.
Well, he's got a whole show he's got to do on that, so we'll let him go. Jedi, you got anything?
I do. All of mine are toys, so a little change of pace. So
Nice.
First of all, I saw this gives. I guess picked up this at GameStop. I just happened to be in there, and I guess this was released. I did a little research because I was surprised to see it just sitting there, and I remembered give some credit. Not that he needs it, but he gives some credit to what Dom Tober was telling us that sometimes when these things you think they're all gone, they do a warehouse break or whatever, and these things start showing up again in the stores. So he's absolutely right. I don't know where this thing came. It just appeared. It was kind of stuck in the side, and there it was, and I grabbed it.
And
Also
don't think
picked
about
up-
it, because I did the same thing with that Revan. That I thought about that Revan, and then they were all gone. So good job on that one, Jedi.
I also picked up this because he's C-3PO. He's the man, the myth. Well, not the man, but he's the myth. It was marked down. I wish there's also Chewbacca I wanted to, but I picked that up. So actually the one I want to show that I was surprised because I was at Walmart and I was trying to find those Walmart exclusive High Republic that everyone else has except for me. So I was over where the comics and the cards are in that little area. You guys all
I got
know.
another one too.
Yeah.
And so these things were there. They're these little, they weren't with the toys.
Huh.
They were over there with the cards and the comics.
Oh.
And I'd never seen them before. I'm sure people have, but I've never seen them. They're just little figures. I got
those are cool.
I picked up all of. So you have the Mandalorian, C-3PO, the Child, Han, Luke, and I got the First Order Stormtrooper. There's also a Darth Vader. He's the only one I think in the set that I haven't found. Hopefully he'll turn up.
How tall are those, Jedi?
They just fell everywhere. They look like about 6 inches.
6 inch. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
I've
seen
never
those.
seen them.
You guys seen those before? I haven't seen them.
Nope.
Yeah, I got a couple of them. Or my
Oh,
dad picked up a couple for my son.
I was just surprised where they were. They weren't back with the toys. They were with the comics. So they were one of those vendor deals, I guess. But
Interesting. They don't have like a card or anything packed in with them, do they? Or straight
I'll
up the
never
figure.
know. I don't
Mini
think I'll ever
comic?
I think it's
open
just
them.
the figure.
I don't see anything.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just the figure. Just the loot.
Cool.
Hey, if for some of the people that are asking for those, just to fill it in because it was a long time ago, we talked about those library books. ABDO, you can check out that site. There's like one company that makes them all, prints them all off. It's like a print on demand thing, and then they subsidiary sell it through their sales accounts and everything else. So you can check out ABDO is one of their sellers, like one of their regional sellers. You can check that out. And I can't remember, is it? I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm looking through my emails because they always send me emails and stuff like that.
Let me add too that these things
Oh,
won't. I think these were like $5 a piece. They're not very expensive.
Really?
So they're obviously
that's
made
not
for
bad.
kids to play with. I think instead of
Yeah, it might have been at 5 and below too. That might have been where
Yeah.
my dad grabbed them.
Let me see it again.
really.
So those are the ones you want to buy because those are
I didn't see the
ones
Mandalorian one.
the kids are going to
Oh, the
destroy.
Mandalorian.
Look at that.
Yeah,
That's
I've
clean
definitely
white.
not seen that before.
Huh.
So,
And it is
Crazy.
Hasbro.
Has, bro.
Hasbro. Speaking of Hasbro, everybody else is good. We are going to get into Pulse. Oh, Pulse. Listen, I know one of our favorite pastimes is making fun of our boys, Bartles and James. For those that don't know, here we go. We got Bartles and we got James. Mike, good luck with that, man. Good luck with buying a car today. I would move. That's terrible. Anyways, so Bartles and James is on. I will pull up the screen real quickly. I have got to say, guys, I don't know what your guys' thoughts were on it overall, but I think it might be a little bit of surprise for those that didn't actually watch the Hasbro show. I was pleasantly kind of surprised, maybe. So Star Wars Black Series is how they started off. They gave us archives. Of course, Princess Leia Organa in the original New Hope cloak, she's got her blasters. All right. I mean, it's archives, though, so these are going to hit all the stores. They're not exclusive, stuff like that. You got Ben in the short skirt. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You got a clone trooper, a 501st. We know everybody's opinion on this. Gonzo's opinion on this is like, give us more, give me more, give me more. So is Leaky. So is everybody who is a troop builder. Or an army builder. So yeah, cool. I can get that. It's cool that they're getting them out there. That's that probably is like in the B range. In my opinion, probably an A in theirs. They were really excited about it. But the one that killed it, I mean, this is not even, when was this a gaming great? Was that a year ago? I don't even think it was a year ago. This was a gaming great, right?
No, it was longer than that.
Yeah.
Was it longer than a year ago?
Yeah. The white one was about a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so the white one was about a year ago. Either way, I mean, to have this as a gaming great come out already. We know Cal's coming back out too, or did already. Like they're starting to take those gaming greats and turn into archives pretty quickly, which is dope. I mean, look, the price in the archives is $20, isn't it, or is it 18? What was Wally World selling for? I can't remember what it is at Wally World, but Target's about 20. So to get that, it's cheaper than getting it in the box. I know it doesn't look as good in the box, but then I'm kind of wondering, like, I might just pull all the archives out. Because the boxing and the archives stink. I don't know what you guys' opinion is on that, but
So
maybe I'll buy.
Just to clarify, the archives are exactly the same, except for the packaging, right?
Yes, exactly the same sort of packaging. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I mean, that's cool. We got a Darth Revan. I think everybody's kind of excited. It's 22 Astro. 22 is what it is in the box. I don't think the archives are 22 because I paid for the archives. Is it 22 at
It might
Walmart?
be the same. I don't know if they're any different.
I don't know.
They're never in stock at the stores near me anyway, so
I usually will find one or two laying on there. I mean, they've got the stupid
they got plenty of Jar Jars if you want them.
They do now too. But they also re-released the Rogue One series line. This is actually cool. What they did with him, they added the backpack and the rope that comes out. I know it's corny, but it's a cool feature. I thought it was pretty decent. At least they're trying to give you a little bit more and do something a little bit different. They re-released this character with the headdress. Okay, that was a peg warmer at one point, so I don't know. This is still, I think if you go to Myers, you can still find this in the original red line. This character's still hanging out.
Might gather steam though. He's got a show coming, like he might get
it might. You're right. and this character, even though it's got a show, you definitely can still find this guy around for, I think it was $15. So, but now it's going to be $22 to get him in with the new packaging. But the new packaging is cool. I mean, I got a whole row there, and it just looks really good. I like how the new packaging is.
Did they use
ahead.
different art, or is it just different color?
For what?
The packaging.
The package.
Yeah, it's 100% different. Like this
100%
used to be a red line box. It used to be he used to come in a. I might actually have one of him around someplace.
I just think it's interesting, also, Marco, that you brought up the packaging because, you know, if you're like me, I found myself doing this that with the ones I have, instead of displaying them or having them on your shelf facing out, you kind of have them at a side so that you see those angles, those angled pictures. It looks really cool. So yeah,
that's exactly how I have back on that side. Like I said, I gotta change the office around and maybe it'll work a little better. The problem is with the TV screen, a little behind the scenes stuff, you know, the TV screen's bigger than what you can see here, and it gives off way too much light. So you get the shimmer on the plastic all the time. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool. I like the figure, but I just wonder if this is not going to be a peg hanger because it is already. Maybe because of the box that might save it a little bit. I don't know what everybody else's plan is.
Who mentioned the blaster? Like that they left out the blaster.
Oh, yeah.
Like they really should have given K2SO a blaster for this.
Yeah, that's the only thing he ever wanted in the entire movie. I think he finally got one. But I mean, that's like all he wanted, and they don't give the guy a blaster. It's not right.
Yeah, the problem that I have, but like that, and that is kind of something that was interesting about this is like, I'm not giving it an all-out grade, right? But you gave him this extra backpack thing that was pretty cool, and you spent way too much on because you actually you can pull it up and then rewind the wire, you know, because that was a big feature. I mean, it was, I guess, but when I think of Rook, I don't think like that scene. I mean, when you mention that scene, I'm like, oh yeah, but I don't think about him running around with the like connector backpack the whole time. It was like 2 minutes of the movie. Well, when you think about a K2SO, it is all about the blaster, right? Or give him a rock or something, you know, or a bomb or a detonator or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that would have been kind of fun.
Slap action.
Kind of. If you're going to charge a couple more dollars, just do something better than the box. The color's pretty dope. I couldn't actually match the color in the background, but whatever. Come on, dude. Everybody excited about Amtac? I really wish I did hit up Gonzo, so maybe he'll get on a little bit later. And Mike Beck, unfortunately, he had an emergency he had to go to. But I really did want to get somebody's opinion on this, especially the people who do that actually do troop building. Because if you're going to do like a strike force for a flight team, if this is actually somebody they did a lot of detailing on this guy too. I mean, look, he's got the whole like parachute stuff. Like they did Jedi, I know you're in the Navy or were, right? But what is it? What's the strap thing around the legs? You had to shoot some planes off your ships, right? No,
I didn't shoot any personally, but
you know what I'm saying. You had some guys running around. You had some guys running around with this type of gimmick going on, right? Yeah, it looks pretty.
Very, very similar. I didn't even notice. What are you talking about? The boot?
Well, yeah, if you look around the legs, the thing that hangs under his crottorial area, and then he's got the little straps around on the bottom or whatever. The safety straps for what I don't even know what the heck's going on.
I couldn't tell you about the straps. I know the bagginess. There's pockets in there that they keep their flight books and things, but I couldn't tell you what those things are down around his boots. Sorry.
So those straps,
so I mean, they gave so much detail to this.
In flight suits, they actually do have some of those straps like that, and it's to regulate blood flow in the body when you're pulling massive G forces.
There you go. See, I knew it was for something like that. Look at that. Solo. Somebody hit the bell. All right. So then they brought I do like the defenders of the will or whatever.
Hitman. I love it, man.
Donnie Yen.
But I think this character, this is kind of surprising. So we're going through stuff. We got Darth Revan back, which everybody's raving for. Then we get Blaze, and he comes with tons of accessories and looks good and gets a chain. I mean, like, this is why I'm not knocking the other stuff. I don't know how everybody else felt. I kind of asked before and then caught myself. I was like, I don't want everybody's opinion that much on it. But like, you know, if we're going to crap on him for doing exclusives, but then you come out with a Darth Revan like 2 years after you had him on Greats, if that, you know what I mean? And that's a character we all wanted more of. You do the same thing with Blaze. Like, yeah, you re-rolled out a series, but they've re-rolled out series before and missed characters. This is a character you cannot miss. If you're going to give us Amtak or whatever, they did Amnok. And they did give us a terrible one. I haven't got to him yet, but if you're going to give him that, at least give us these two. You know what I mean? Give us Blaze. Blaze is a character that I think everybody's been clamoring for in that line, and we didn't know if we were going to get him, and we actually got him. So I think that's kind of exciting. I'm excited about.
We're super proud of this guy, of the face on this guy and how detailed it was. They went on and on about that in the video.
To be honest with you, it's the actual only scanned face that actually looks like the scan of the face, because Leia didn't look like that shit, and neither did a lot of the other ones they were bragging about. But he actually did look pretty good, which, sometimes you wonder, like, do they know that they're selling it? Like, they're selling it, but now, like, they were really, it wasn't even Bartles and James. Was it Bartles and James was going wild on it, but I thought it was the other guy that does the.
What was the name of the technology they said it like 1,000 times, and I can't remember.
The face scan or whatever.
Yeah.
Real life,
whatever they called it. There was some name for it.
What's up, that guy? I mean, that's kind of cool, man. I'm glad that they do it, but they should do that with every character. His actually turned out pretty good. It still looks a little rough, but it looks pretty good. Then they did this. Speaking of it, where's your real face scan on this guy? And Urso. I mean, everybody knows the daughter, the dad, but he doesn't look good. There was they did get him though in the comment section. So comment of the whole thing. Here we go. Go ahead.
Isn't that one an exclusive somewhere? Or am I making that part up? Not that anybody
does anybody really care?
I just found it odd that was the exclusive one. Like,
do you know what this little thing in the corner is? It's supposed to be the plants in the Death Star.
I was about to say the design.
It was a snack for later.
No, supposed to be this. The comment though, got it here. I had to pull it out. You know, we always like to pull out one great comment. This was a comment. Finally, the great Danish architect. Like, yeah, dude, that's just the worst. But you know what? Hey, we got this. We got Darth Revan. I mean, why? Geez, I get it. Who asked for this? Nobody. But if they're gonna give us crap, right? You might as well give us some good stuff too. I don't know what you guys thought about these two lines, but that's my opinion on it. I mean, does anybody differ on those opinions?
I mean, I wasn't that excited by any of it, but I'm not a huge figure collector. But
no,
like, why Rogue One now? Like,
that's
it seems kind of a weird thing to me.
Odd.
Yeah,
it seems
to do a whole Rogue One line right now.
Late in the game.
You think they did it because the War Mantle thing?
Maybe that could have been it. Yeah. Listen, as long as they're look, the Wills is coming up in the comic book soon, right?
Yeah,
it's coming up in that free comic book day with the anime one. So make sure you guys are picking that one up. But also, like, they have been doing stuff back and forth in some of the novels and stuff like that with them. So that they add in. You got the Cassio or Endor show coming up with K2SO.
Yeah, but they're
so
not
really
you've
got 4 characters here that are there, and everybody's been claiming for Blaze to be in that. I mean, I don't know, man. They got to put out new stuff all the time. Would you rather have them redo that, or are you going to go back and have them redo the whole New Hope cast? Because they just gave us an archives.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm getting at is that they're not planning ahead. That they're going to release this Rogue One ahead of Andor, because they don't think that far ahead. Because if they did, then they would have had some High Republic figures that they could have been releasing in the last year or so, as they've been heavily promoting that line. Like,
I actually don't think I think they kind of thought that High Republic they needed to keep on the super hush, and they've been trying to do that. And I don't actually think that's a good idea. I think they should have leaked some of their stuff a little bit better than they actually did. I think it's hurt that line. And when people, because the casual fan that isn't in the know is missing out on the IDW stuff. And when that stuff starts to hit and they start getting this crossover that they're finally about to do, people are going to be like, holy crap. But a lot of people already turned away from the main Marvel title. So
has and I'm like JJ. I'm kind of buying more figures now than I had before. But has Hasbro ever dabbled into the comic book characters as far as making action figures, or has it always been movies and televisions? Right? Have they?
Well, we saw it with Jax.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it with Jax. We saw what they did with the Dark Horse Mall. We saw it, and those things are hot, dude. In the Empire, what's his name? Creso. But we saw that and they did really well. So I think they might go back to that well from now on and do a little bit more. And Wookkie, yeah, I think that's it too. I think they're going to do more, and that's it. Roosevelt thinks because of the shows. I know it is a little bit early though. I see what Pete's saying. I think the problem with this one is you wanted them to bumble stuff up, and they did. They gave us the Danish architect that everybody was clamoring for, right? Yeah, sure. But they gave us some good stuff here, and just I don't know. Maybe sometimes it's always easy to knock stuff, but like sometimes maybe it isn't as cloudy as a day as we think it is. Like maybe sometimes they just like this. The sun's got to shine on a dog's ass sometime, right? And they sure are a dog's ass, but like. This one, it kind of shined on a little bit, right? I just think
you lowered your expectations that far that this is actually excited you. I'm not disappointed. I was surprised. I'm just kind of mostly.
I don't know. Ask the chat. Anybody in the chat not excited for a Darth Revan that you can actually find and not pay $60 for? Yeah. Like you can find on a shelf.
So.
Oh yeah. Oh, because me and my dad. Because my dad's the best toy hunter in the world, and I get every sweet.
No, I bought that one online with.
Oh, you bought it online, so you already suckered.
I paid up. Yeah.
Oh. But I mean, I don't know. I'm excited to not. I'm like the whole wait. You know how I am. I'm very frugal, so I'll wait around. And it doesn't seem like I thought the wait was like 1 year. So like for me, yeah, this is exciting stuff. Blaze, I actually like that character out of Rogue One. Yeah. I mean, the dude's a badass. Like that character's so cool, and like to give us that, yeah, man, I'm down.
I have a question to that end. Like mentioning like the price of like the Revan figure selling for like $60. When they release the archive stuff, does it knock the price down a little bit?
It depends. It doesn't on some of them. Like the Thrawn does. It didn't really take a hit. But that was because the packaging was different on that. The red line stuff's a little bit rare, and it had a different sculpt on it. So sometimes it drops it a little bit. But, you know, the thing with it is the people who want it right off the bat will pay up for it. And then it just sits in limbo. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, right. That was the worst face rendering. Yeah.
Well, I kind of wonder if they didn't want to try the new face rendering software on a line that maybe wasn't quite so scrutinized as well.
I think
because they've been doing that. No, this is when they're talking about new. This is new, like for a year and a half. Like
sure, I get that, but I mean, did you want to see a New Hope face rendering redone? Yeah. Because that, you know, and really see them try and revamp those, like you were saying earlier, where they're really going to get critiqued. I mean, if Han doesn't look like Han when you're doing that, you're going down in a ball of fire. Like that's an end game scenario. If you kind of jack up Rogue One a little bit, it's going to be a little more accepted than if you jack up a Han or a Luke or
they did the real face. No, but they did the real face with Mandalorian, and it looked like he had smash face. They did it with there was a Leia they did that looked terrible. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head.
In this run, they did a Leia that looks horrible.
Mm-hmm. Now, so I mean, they've done some real bad ones. Blaze is kind of like if that's your success, this is what I'll say. I don't think they should have been running around. It was good. But you're not doing victory laps on that one, bro.
Yeah, don't go patting yourself on the back.
No, I'm not saying you should pat yourself on the back on any of this, but like we can't complain all the time about like, oh, they didn't do exclusives. Like they're saying in here, like the graded figure for 9.0 was $200 for that black for the Darth Revan, and the regular Revan version, the Jedi Revan version, is going for $60 right now. Like it's good to get that stuff out. We can't come on here every month and go like, you exclusives suck. Stop the exclusives. And then in the same breath, when they're giving us archives, go like, well, yeah, but that's not what we want. Well, what do we want then? You know what I mean? I mean, maybe just to complain, but
no. I think of it in the most practical terms of, am I pre-ordering any of this batch? And I wasn't rushing to the computer for any of them. Like I would think, I might consider it, but
yeah, but you uppaid for Darth Revan, so that was a figure you. If you couldn't have got it, you probably would go though, right? For Darth Revan.
Yeah, Revan. I would have if I didn't have the other one already. Yes, I probably would have rushed to order. I did order. Actually, you know what? I did order that one. I was ordering some G.I. Joe stuff, and then I threw that one in the pile.
Yeah, every line has a Jar Jar too. Yeah, Joe. I mean, I get what you're saying, but there's crap on all lines and believe me, if you don't think there is, come watch out on Wednesday on Renovision. Watch the tier ranking of He-Man toys.
They are
this store, huh? All right, so
we stepped it up. I'm happy. I feel like they listened. I think they really. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not perfect by any means. They didn't knock it out of the park, but at least they bounced the ball off of the back wall. Like
Yeah.
I feel like they swung and they at least
hit
connected with the
they hit
ball on this one.
They hit a double and they might have stretched it to a triple. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And here's
absolutely.
why. So now we go over to vintage. We go over to the 3 3/4, and now they got they didn't stop. Like they kind of gave a little bit of something there. Remember the complaint about Bo and the helmet and all, and then she's looking pretty decent. I mean, I don't like this. And then they did this, and then they did this. But hey, they gave him his own bounty disc. Speaking of discs, Jedi, that was good move. The bounty disc, good little plug. But yeah, I mean, Hollow Puck, what the heck? Who you really care? Puck. Hey, and then a current peg hanger in the Black Series, but I'm not quite sure it'll be quite a peg hanger in this one because I think people need them to fill out different modes, especially with something we're going to talk about later, which might never come out, but at least they're teasing it every week.
And it
we got
they cleaned him up quite a bit. It looks a lot better. I mean, granted, it's just a picture, but it looks like they cleaned him up a whole lot better than that first.
Is that a real Nick Nolte face scan?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I was going to say the same thing with Katana. I think they did a good job on both. Now, this is what I'm talking about. I do not care, and I don't want to see John holding this stupid thing up. You guys have been teasing this. This is where they get it again. Who cares? It's done. If you have this and he's over there playing with it like a little toy, you know what I mean? Sell it already. Well, I mean, how many weeks in a row, how many months in a row now has it been where we've seen this in pictures? It's completely done. They tore it apart one time, put it back together. Like, if you have it, sell it. Stop teasing people with it and get it out there, the Razor Crest. I mean, at this point, I don't even think I'm going to buy it, even though I know it's probably going to be really expensive. It's just for the sure. This is out of the Pulse Labs. It's just for the sure fact that, like, who cares? They blew it up, right?
Do we know what scale this thing is? Like, it looks
it's huge. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that. Remember when they did the Jabba's starts with the B.
Is it for the 3 3/4 or the 6-inch guys?
I 3 3/4, I think, is what they're using as a scale because they actually there is something. I will give you this. So they screw this up with this, like, oh, it's so cool. We had John in, and he got to touch the Razor Crest. Like Charles and Jays just lost that crap over this. I'm going, look, if he can do this, like, why don't they have this out yet? Right? Like last month, they gave us the pictures, and they're like, it's coming. Figured it'd come out by now, and they had torn it apart. Remember, they did all the still frames. Still hasn't come out now. Now John's over there rubbing it, and those two guys are rubbing something else, right? So, but they did do this, which was really super cool. They gave all the background on how they were doing, like, the photo shoots and the poses. And yeah, so look, if you look down there, it is the 3 3/4 inch that they're using.
I cannot get a grasp on the size of this thing. I mean, it's bigger than the Falcon, but then you look at it here on this set is either absolutely.
No, that was it. This
massive.
isn't it. This isn't it. This is a mock-up, I think. But they started doing mock-up stuff and showing you how they do the sets and everything like that, which I thought was cool because, and I if he can still make it, I know he's been working a lot, but Gonzo, it's the 5-year. Dom, by the way, hit us up, said it's the 5-year anniversary for Rogue One. That's why they're doing it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's weak.
It's soft week, but yeah.
5, 10, 15. Well, let's do anniversaries.
But this is actually something that
video. I feel dumb.
In case all of us didn't know, it also is the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm.
It is. Yeah, you saw it on the
stick that on everything. Yeah,
50th anniversary. I mean, that's what they're trying to do. But thank you for Dom for that. We should have probably had him on too. I just have had a long week.
Get your Bob Falfa Han Solo figure pretty soon.
But this is something that Gonzo does right here. He does the still photo posing, and I think when we talk to him about it, I think he's going to tell us, like, this is kind of a cool back. I do like they did the background of this, like show you how they're doing their back builds and everything like that. It's very intriguing. I find that stuff interesting. And Gonzo's doing a heck of a job with the art on that. Make sure you're checking it out. We do have a link below for Gonzo. Also links below for Renovision for the totally cool, awesomest show ever. Is that even what's
you got to remember what our
show ever. Totally awesome is cool show ever. Thank you very much. Or Tax Show. And we've got one from a fan, a guy out there who's watching it, and a father, and considering Father's Day is coming up. Just Big Nosh. I linked him down there. And if you have kids and you just, you try to do anything, like it's a good watch to watch. It's going to make you smile. Make sure you go down there. Just click on it. It's a short video. Very cute. watch his stuff too. And then of course we got some Gonzo stuff down there. So make sure you guys are watching all that stuff. If you guys got a couple of extra seconds, it's pretty fun. Anyways, so there we go. They also gave us the pipeline reveals, which have been kind of soft, right?
Yeah.
But this one, I was watching the chat and it was like they were giving the middle finger to the chat because everybody else who was complaining, they're like, and they started off too with the patrol stormtrooper. They're like, hey, we gave you your troop builder. And all of a sudden the troop builder people or the army builders kind of quiet down. Then they gave Bib and everybody just started going off like, who the hell wants Bib, right?
Yeah.
But they came back with Mayfield and people are like, oh.
Yep.
Wait, because that was one of the names that was coming up. I mean, they weren't calling him Mayfield. They're calling him, what's his name, the actor that plays it?
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr. They're like, give us Bill. And he did. Then Fennec Shan, nobody really was asking for it, but the people were like, oh, she's not a person. She's a cyborg or something, whatever they were saying. But it was still a pretty light figure that people are excited about. Nomad Bubble came out and people were like, you just saw the chat go from like turning on them to like, okay. But then people were like, oh, you gave us that and you didn't give us. And then they dropped Cobb Vanth. And it was like game over.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah, I know they do, but like they thought they were going to screw it up.
Are there any justified action figures? You'd have a nice showdown there.
Yeah, if he doesn't have it,
right.
If he doesn't have that hip thrown out to the side, then they did it wrong.
I bet there's some Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. action figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Either way, I thought it was really kind of cool. I thought they did a good job with the pipe. It's the only thing that I worry about now is like the little bit that they did give us. Oh, yeah, I know they did. Okay, the little bit that they did give us, the future can't be bright because they gave all this stuff in this line. And when I say all this stuff, I know that you guys are going to be like, oh, it's not that much. But as far as what we've gotten in the last 6 to 8 months, it's a lot. And then we get pipeline reveals for the vintage collection. They're going to do Bib. And then the figure that everybody's been clamoring for, Lobot.
Get another Cantina.
Oh, and another Cantina.
Lobot with the LED lights.
I know
they're not going to give you LED lights on the 3
Some people in the chat are really excited about the Nomad Boba Fett. They got to give him a Bantha stick, right? I mean, if they don't give him that,
they won't.
You don't think
the gaffy stick or whatever?
The gaffy stick. Sorry, yeah, gaffy stick. They got to give him the gaffy stick.
As long as they give him the baggy pants, the hammer pants, I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, why wouldn't they give him the stick? I mean, what else are they going to give him?
Nothing. They're going to pull a K2SO.
Maybe they'll give him the chain code where they'll have a little blue light that'll come up and think, look, this is mine.
That would be kind of interesting. That would be kind of cool. If they had the thing where his name came up on the chain code, that'd be really, really cool.
Really
no stick, no scale. Everybody does want the gaffy stick.
Yeah, they got to give him a gaffy and the sniper rifle, the Tuscan rififle, the big long one.
Did you hear Ruben can cosplay? Ruben, is that you in the picture? Is that really you in the picture? That's really the picture. I think he could cosplay as the logo. All right. So that's it. The pipeline for vintage. Sorry, vintage collectors, you got what you wanted this. Well, you got 1 out of 3 characters you wanted this week, so you don't get any left. Yes.
Can I ask one question? This really has nothing to do with the figures or how they look, but when I buy figures now, because like I said, I'm kind of getting back into it. I'm really kind of staying away from the figures that come in the little plastic bubbles with the boards, because I've had some. I don't know, more than a couple years ago, I bought the red line Darth Vader 3 3/4, and I didn't have that thing any more than a year, and the bubble fell off. So now I have a loose Darth Vader that I can play with or whatever, but still, that's made me very wary about buying any of those bubble action figures.
Yeah, I would actually check the bubble for structural support before you buy it. If it starts to crack open, just leave it on the shelf.
You can't order it like online.
I forgot. You are in Hawaii too. Yeah.
I don't want to go down a rabbit hole on it, but I'm just saying I see them and I see some figures that I really like, and I'm like, it's in a bubble.
Now, if I remember correctly, and I could totally be wrong, Mike would be the one who would know the best. If I remember correctly on that run, they had a problem with glue. And when they glued a bunch of those bubbles, about half of those packages or a quarter of them or something that they shipped early ended up losing. The glue didn't set right. And so depending on where it got shipped, the glue bubbles fell off.
They use
I
the
bought
cheap
it off
blue.
a peg,
With
so
the-
I mean, I'm not like I paid a lot of money for it. I bought off
Yeah.
a peg, if memory serves, but still.
Do they have to
that's why-
recall it for
those peg-
the cheap?
Right. The peg ones those are always the ones I don't mind being open. I will say that the Thrawn over there, my son's pulled it out, thrown it halfway across the room or whatever, accidentally stepped on him because he likes to sort them and stuff like that. And it's held pretty well. The yellowing can be a problem. There are solutions for that, VK, a little bit. But even with the yellowing, like, I mean, hold on. You guys talk for 1 minute. I'll pull up an original. Hold on. And show you some of the yellow.
Oh,
Yeah,
original bubble?
I have a POF, and it's yellow as yellow gets. It looks like Chewie peed the bubble.
I also wonder because it takes longer to ship to you, Jedi, if that's like the heat from shipping in the summer or something.
Heat and
Well, I
moisture.
mean, usually I get stuff within a week to 10 days. It's not too long to get it.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well, that's natural color. What are you talking about?
I can
So this
top
is
that
like-
one. I got one way worse than that.
Yeah, so this is even like depending on how you can store these, like this wasn't stored particularly well. Obviously you can see it was
Smoky.
pressed in and the yellow's pretty bad, but like even the 3 to 5 year stuff, I mean, I've heard weird tricks people use on it, but as long as you're not like throwing it in weird conditions, you know what I mean, then it's usually not, yellowing isn't a huge problem. I don't know. VK, you're on the East Coast. I mean, maybe some humidity, but I don't know. All right, yeah, it must be the Elmhurst. I don't know about the glue situation, but
It's that crappy rubber cement you used to have in school. That like
No, I know what Elmer is. I was saying I'd never heard that about the glue situation on the archive series. But I will say this: most of my archives, I don't mind if they get open. I guess that's the one thing about paying up, like Pete said, like to get the actual boxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like the boxes personally.
Yeah, the editing
They're more
tape thing. I've
secure,
heard that too. Yeah, I've heard about the adding tape thing too. All right, so next up though, let's get into weekly comic reviews. It was a good week. I don't know. A lot of people got on the old IG and did a victory lap for us on this one. So I mean, I still enjoy this. This is our favorite. This is one of our favorite series. I've been telling people a lot to pick it up. And the Razor Dom, do you just want to hop on, bro? Just tell me you want me to hop on. You can hop on. Dom says that the Razor Crest is 31 inches long.
damn.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty big. Dom, if you want to hop on, you hit me up and I will send you the link and you can hop. We'll just have you hop on. You can talk about it real quick. We'll come back to it. What is this? Okay, so
I just thought
Hope
how
you guys-
big the box for that's going to be.
that's what I'm saying. It was like that barge, right? Like,
Yeah.
remember the barge?
Yeah, how much of it do you get to put together yourself?
Well, do you remember? You can take it all apart last week or last month.
Well, that's
when
what
we
I
had it.
wonder. Like the toys these days aren't like when I remember getting GI Joe toys as a kid. Like I had to build that damn thing. I had to put all the decals, the stickers on it. Now everything's basically pre-built. Like
Do you remember what the price point on that was? He's probably at dinner
The barge.
with his wife. His wife's gonna be so mad. I'm gonna send him this link.
Stream from the restaurant.
He's gonna stream from the restaurant. Let's send him the link real quickly. See what happens. Oh man, it won't even go through. Getting the rejection. His wife's got the phone. You know it. All right.
to the
So was that the comics? Yes. Let's get into the comics. The comics, The Bounty Hunter, arguably the first or second best series. It did take a little bit of a slow run there for a little bit because they were building stuff up and they were doing a little bit of the story building on it, I believe. They're doing a little bit of story building on, and they kind of had to want to collide it all together. I will say there's some very interesting parts in here. Obviously, we've been talking about the Pride book.
Mhm.
It looked good. It did in real life. It looked really good. I thought. Does everybody else think that too? When you
I
saw
hope
it,
Harry isn't correct on that price, but if it's $350,
it's 350. Yeah,
pretty
It's
tall over
32
there,
inches.
Norbert.
Probably.
yeah, it's 350.
I like the
all
actually.
the
I kind
covers-
of like the anniversary cover. Even I mean,
Yeah,
they
all of them.
tagged
Yeah,
it with all the.
I wasn't gonna pick the anniversary cover up, and then I ended up picking up 2 of that. So I think I got 4 or 6. Did I get 6? I got 6 of the. Yes, I did. I got 6 of the Pride. I got 2 of the gold, and then I got 2 of this cover. I actually like the A cover too. I thought they were all great covers. It gets back to this point. Oh, we got a new character here, Devon Fix. That's the new character we were all talking about, right? Yeah, he's
Mhm.
just some guy that's got he's pretty much a snitch. They had some great action stuff with Dangar and some back and forth about how they hate each other and everything else, but they were working together. I thought it was pretty cool. A lot of fighting going on. There has been over the last so many years now, especially in the Lego series and everything else, this thing where Dangar was like, he's kind of like the bounty hunter you kick in the butt all the time, right? Like Oh boy, here we go. I'm gonna get knocked in the back of the head or
I
whatever.
thought that was Forlom and Zuckus last week.
Yeah.
We were talking about that. They were
No,
the-
Forlom and Zuckus just blow themselves up a lot. Like that's just they're the
That's
worst.
5
Of the
versus
worst.
5. Those two.
I hear
Yeah,
like
where-
the robot chicken voice in my head narration every time I read a Dengar.
Yeah, where he is just kind of like, oh boy, here we go, and then either way, so they get into it and they end up running into the storyline, the Chewbacca storyline from Star Wars, that is probably the worst storyline ever. It seems like it's so incomplete, and it is, and I don't even know why they didn't just take this first portion and put it into the Star Wars book, because it would have been better off, in my opinion. But Balance runs right into the back of him, and he starts having some flashbacks, and then they get into the growling match. It switches over. Now we've got Tango and Losa.
Cash. Oh.
No, Cash, not Cash. The farmer and the bounty hunter, which I don't even know why they didn't use her as the cover, but that's not for me to decide. So they're going to the fortress of the Mourner's Wall, because that is where the syndicate, the Mourner's Wall syndicate, is. They get inside and there's just dead bodies, all types of dead bodies everywhere. A gun pulls them up. It takes a break. It shoots back to Dengar in a bar asking for a drink. And then boom, you know how this is going to go. Because the last time the Wookiee saw him, he was stunning him and kicking him in the face. So that doesn't go too well. Next thing you know, there's a big fight between Valance and him, back and forth. He saves Dengar, but then puts down the spike and kneels to him. And it's like, for those people that don't know, if you weren't, we've been talking about it a lot too, like the Cadet series, the Han Solo one. There's Valance shows up in there as his number in the first one, and then second one too. So like those aren't bad books to get if you're going to collect in the Valance. We did a little bit on Valance early, like 6 months ago. Maybe we'll readdress him a little bit, but he's got some good stuff in the Han Solo Cadet run. They go back and do both portions. Now you see that the Crimson Dawn's being named on the left side, and so is it on the right side. The two stories combined. That's who killed all of the Kamadak's men from the Syndicate, and apparently that's who he's weaseling out too. Now here you go. Here is.
I gotta add something real quick before you go on. Valance dangles people off of things a lot. Does anybody ever notice that?
You get the cyborg parts.
It's like Batman of Star Wars. It's
It's an 80s move.
Yeah. We can go on.
Yeah. All right, there we go. Now I can unmute myself. Okay, so in the background, we get what I would consider a cameo of a character in the hood. They're talking about the Crimson Dawn. And then one of the coolest scenes in the book, we get the thunk of the head. So I guess that new character is not staying around too long. She'd have my head, a boom, and there it goes. And then we get the big
thunk. My head fell off.
thunk. So I don't know how, but do you see that? He thunked the head so far that it popped the guy up and behind Valance somehow. And then Death Stick shows up. So we got the daughter of the Night Sister showing up here at the end, which is pretty cool. She's an assassin. We've talked about her. She's going to be in the next couple. And it looks like she's working for the Crimson Dawn, which if you watched last week, that was something we've been for a while thinking is going to come back too. I think we're excited about this, right? Like this is what we want. We want Death Sticks. We want some link to the Night Sister. We want Crimson Dawn. We want them to finish the Han Solo's storyline.
I would have liked a better name, but that's just a personal preference.
Yeah, you were so mad like 2 months ago when I kept saying Death Stick. You kept going,
oh,
the drug every time. You were
so
sarcastic about it.
It would have worked better if it wasn't
telling me Death Sticks.
drug.
It sounds like Death Wish or some 80s.
That's all. No, put Pete. Pete, you got to do that on the main screen. Let's put Pete up. This is every time I'd be like, hey, by the way, there's this character that's going to be coming. It's the Night Sister. It's going to be Death Sticks. And this is.
The only good thing is the dude in Attack of the Clones.
Do it.
Yeah,
you go.
You don't want to.
Yeah. All that, no. This is what he do for months. This is what I've had to deal with.
All I can think about. It's like you named the character Cigarette. Like, why did you name this character Cigarette? You could have chosen anything.
That guy got you though. Yeah. So she's a cigarette. Yeah. Right. Okay. I get that. But
Sticks boys with me.
Guys, they're giving us both of them. Both that guy and I get that. But here we go. Right. They are giving us two things. They're giving us an end, or at least a sight back into the Crimson Dawn, right? And it's going to be without Maul, but still, who cares? At least we get to at least we get some of that feeling back of that Han Solo story that they never ended that they were supposed to. And number 2, and maybe we'll get some flashbacks. So you never know. We can get some Maul stuff in there.
Maybe
We really could. And then they're going to give us a Night Sister, which we've been clamoring for too, or at least somebody who's related to the Night Sisters. I mean, with those 2 things, you can call her doo-doo face. Like, I don't care. I don't
I'm
care.
just wondering if she's an assassin, why did she just alert
Jedi
them
says,
all
no,
to
you
her
can't call her
presence?
doo-doo
She could
face.
have just killed them all. Like you could have dropped any of them, but instead you told them you were there by throwing a head. Like, well, I don't know.
That'll get you a 7-day suspension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
We'll see.
Laura from Logan. Like,
Hey,
first thing to see,
hey,
roll the
Mark,
head out there.
Pete, you've never read a comic book before? This is how it always happens.
I know, but I'm just.
Go ahead,
I'm
Joe.
not going to get.
Hey, so I know
I will
in the
wait and see.
the pre-chat coordination all week. This is one of the things I brought up, and I said we don't want to bring this up, but then you brought it up, although very casually. So I'm going to bring it up. Is this a cameo or is this a first appearance? Just real quick. We don't go down the rabbit hole because you showed the shadow.
Get the rabbit hole thing ready, Wookie.
Well, I mean, because you made the comment when it showed the shadow picture. In your opinion, that's a cameo, and then 2 pages later, we get the full blown. Although she doesn't speak, we get the full blown page of her squatting in the rafters. So
this is the thing. This is the thing with it. In the old day, well, in my opinion, that's a first appearance. If it names it, gives you a full panel, it's a first appearance. A lot of times, what will happen is people who don't.
Well, they didn't name her, did they?
Yeah, it says Death Sticks
Yeah,
at
it's
the
in
end.
there.
next issue or
She actually has an active part in there. It's more than one panel that she has an active part in. The storyline goes up to it, and it is what it is. I'm an older guy, so I know what happened with the 2 books, and I know how in Overstreet what the first appearance was called, and I also know that the guy that write the Overstreets are the same guys that had to play Khan the next year after the mid-print.
Guy Deasy, if I'm saying that right, Guy Deasy got it.
Yeah, the guy.
He
That guy.
got it right.
Yeah, it's a cameo, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened.
Whoever missed it's going to say it's a cameo.
I mean, if you ever know the story about the reprint in Overstreet in those 2 books and why one now people argue is when you have to start saying first full issue appearance, like when you have to start putting all those disclaimers, like I don't care. I mean, I got both books on those famous ones that we're talking about and on these, so like it doesn't matter to me. But yeah,
Bottom line is, whoever wants to send me 3 copies of the book, I will be on your side. That is the first appearance.
Yeah,
that's the way that works. Send me 3 copies, and you're absolutely right. That's the one that's the first.
Solo is for sale. It can be bought rather easily.
Absolutely, I am cheap.
Better yet, if you walk through, grade those as 9/8, and then get them to say it on there, and then send it to me, it'd be even better.
I was going to say the first one to read CGC gets it.
Well, that's how it used to. Well, that there was a part. Actually, we kind of talked about this because on MCM, because we're going down another rabbit hole now because we're trying to submit to EGS. And if you haven't watched that, we have more add-on to that storyline. And I think somebody said earlier they were dying because the show was funny when we were talking about it. But, you used to be able to do that with CGC, and I'll say that I was guilty. I was honest about it, I believe, but I was also guilty of doing that a lot of times too. Calling in, make sure fill out the form, give the description in the form, give the reason in the form, call, make sure it all added up, and then get it labeled that way. They're not doing that anymore, dude. They don't play that game because too many people started doing it. So, and some of them are not. Now they kind of quote unquote let the market decide. Yeah, so that's always a good idea when the guy's selling the books.
Inconsistent anyway.
I'll tell you, what it is. Don, what's going on, my man?
What's up, gentlemen? How are you?
Do I need to pull anything back up from the Hasbro thing, or can you cover some of the stuff like why they haven't?
The Brody Rook is actually a brand new figure. They never released him in the beginning.
Okay,
when they first released the figure, so he's brand new.
But the backpack is like what? But yeah, it's cool. Like, which ones were you happy about? You need me to go back to it, or which ones were you happy about in that line?
Well, the Brody Rook, of course, I'm happy about because they never released him.
Yeah,
and I'm actually happy about the pilot from the Blue Squadron.
You were?
I like the pilot.
I like the pilot.
Anto or whatever. Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the only ones I picked up. I only picked up Brody Rook and him. That was it.
Did they do Blaze before? I didn't think they did.
I think they did Blaze.
Oh, did they? I don't know. I like the Blaze. That's the one I like out of best.
Well,
That's my favorite gun.
The face scans are perfect now. Not perfect, but they're
No,
better
but better.
than they were. They're better.
Dom, you probably know, was there one or two of those was exclusives, correct?
Yeah,
Some was.
the Merrick and the Pilot were both Target exclusives.
Okay.
So those are the two you probably knew. And by the way, those are too bad Mike isn't here because you could have heard somebody go off on what happened with his issues because they were shooting him up. Yeah, he wasn't too happy about the exclusive situation.
Now that's the first blue Pilot they've ever made, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the
Blue
well, people
Series,
have been
that's the
calling
guy.
for him.
Yeah.
He's actually one figure that people wanted from the line when it first came out, and they never made it. So
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I knew for a fact that the Rogue Ones they had given a couple that they hadn't that people had wanted back in, so or had missed out. I know that like Jin was a peg. So was
she's gonna be a peg again. I'm sorry, but
no.
Yeah.
So was
Andor.
P2SO. So was Andor. Those were all pegs. So, and I think one of the Wills was a peg too. I think that's why people wanted Blazes because he wasn't a peg. But I mean, you get 3 out of what? Well, I don't think anybody wants the dad. I mean, he's just terrible.
People
It's
just
Hannibal.
want to make complete sets. They want collections. They want entire runs. And back in the
He
day,
looks terrible.
when they made figures back in the day for Star Wars, they made everybody from the guy in the bathroom to the
Yeah.
guy down the street.
The guy
And that
holding the ice cream machine. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean they really did. So
Pete's right though. You could repaint him and make him into like a bad-looking Hannibal in the show, or any other bad character you like. Yeah.
Can you fill us in your opinion of the Star Wars lab thing that they're doing? Like, do you really give two shits who's taking pictures with that freaking Razor Crest, or would you rather just have them release it now for crying out loud?
Release it.
Yeah.
I have it coming, and I don't know when it's coming. And
Right.
That's the thing. I'm waiting. Look, it's going to probably come at the end of the year. That's what they're aiming between
Christmas
October and
time.
November. Yeah, around there. But they just keep showing pictures that it's not even done yet. They're still building it, and they're still adding parts to it. Look,
Are they
just-
though? Because I thought we saw it finished. I thought we saw it pulled apart. They say that, but are they really doing that?
They're still making it because obviously
It seems like they're making more content for it than they're actually
Yeah.
making the product.
They
Oh,
want
we
to try to
should-
hype.
Maybe.
Let me see. Give it at least August, and they'll hype it up. They'll start hyping up that it's coming, and then
Well-
probably by the holidays it'll be here.
And
Yeah,
I
it's a
think
pain.
we should start a pool, like a little $1 a square at how much that thing's going to cost, because it's going to be somewhere. I'm guessing.
$350.
They keep saying 350, which
It's
is
350.
It's $350 because you can
but
pre-order.
on the secondary market, it's going for like $900,000 right now.
What was the price of the barge when it came out? Java's barge. Do you remember?
500. It was 500.
Was it 500?
Woo!
Here for the holidays. You know how Star Wars loves to miss the holidays and selling their products. We'll see if they can make it out in time. All right, cool. Anything else you want to do? Are you happy about Darth Revan coming back out? Or do you
I'm
care?
happy because I have both of them. I have the both copy of the both Revans.
The Jedi Revan and Darth.
Yeah, I'm happy. You know, look, the archives are good because I keep the stuff in the original boxes and I'll open the archives.
Yep.
Because the
Real
archives
fun.
like it's the release. So I'll have one figure open, one figure closed.
Yeah, that's cool. Was there any character that you were like they could have just skipped? Say Bib Fortuna.
You know, funny. You know, people have been asking for Bib Fortuna. They've been because they want to complete.
I wouldn't.
No.
That doesn't shock me.
No, they want to build the entire run. And then the characters, they want to make the whole cantina, the whole Jabba Palace. They want to do everything, and that's why
I get
they
that,
just want to
but
be able to say Jabba no bother.
I mean,
Yes.
somebody they do ask for every single character. I'm saying like the masses don't usually ask. I mean, like that's a very niche, in my
Well, look,
opinion. That's a
it's-
very niche.
between the regular characters and like the army builders, like the troopers, everybody always wants troopers. So when you get
Yeah.
troopers, they're happy.
So this
And-
pipeline across the board you thought was great, right?
I actually, the Boba Fett, me being a Boba Fett fan, the Nomad Boba Fett, I want that, and I'll probably buy 2 or 3 of them.
But I think this is across the line the best pipeline reveal that they have done before. And they also
Yes.
did do that play a crap where they do like, here's one. And then here's another one that makes no, I mean, like all these, okay, the Stormtrooper doesn't technically have a place in here, but all the rest of them do have an actual place in this pipeline.
Definitely.
I would.
Maybe-
No, I guess because he just gets.
He shoots
wasted at
him in
the
the
end.
head, bro.
I know, but he gets wasted at the end. They could have thrown a Death Trooper in here You know what I mean? Like we
Oh,
could have
yeah,
had
yeah.
something else in this. We could have had Sasha Banks's
Yeah.
Mandalorian figure in this set.
I personally
Well,
hope
come on,
somebody.
Done.
I personally hope
Something
somebody films the first time that they bring a Mayfield action figure for Bill Burr to autograph.
Oh, it's gonna be
This
awesome.
is gonna be hilarious.
I like the Beastmaster, dude. He, I hope I can get a belly like him too, dude. So they need to release that guy. They have him in the
Well,
original line.
They might down the road. You know?
Yeah, I don't doubt they will.
Look,
I'm probably gonna get. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get the Cobb Vanth.
They could have made Bobby
Me
from
too.
Sons of Anarchy, Mayfield's boss. They could have made him.
Yeah. So like I said, they did a pretty good job. They did a pretty good job on it. All right. And what do you think of the 3 3/4? Real quickly.
I picked up the Bo-Katan. I actually like the Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan. Where am I at with this? I can't figure out what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
go back further.
far.
Yeah. What about this? Did you pick this up?
I'm not picking up Quill, and I'm not
Like a
picking
magic
up,
trick.
the Maestro. I'm not picking any of those guys up. I'm just picking
Yeah.
up the Bo-Katan. That's it for me.
Yeah, Bo-Katan was good. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get rid of Pulse then. Let's pull that one. Stop. Let's finish up comic book reviews. It was great that we could have you on. Are you staying with us? You're staying with us, right?
Yeah. Thank you for
Stay
having
with
me
us
again.
for a
Like I said,
No, I mean,
I appreciate
whenever,
it.
dude. You know me, I just always get bogged down with who's going on what and can't check. I keep everything on track. All right, so here we go. Let's go back to trying to make the trains run on time. So next week we've got, guys, the best series out there for the High Republic in everybody's opinion on the show, correct?
yes.
Yeah,
Yes, there we go. The High Republic from the IDW series. We've got number 5 coming out. I'll just tell you this. I'm already getting this and I'm not sure, but we do know that Gray Storm and them are going to be showing up soon in IDW. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of that in this at the end of this.
Yep. I like that incentive too. They gave what's the boy's name? I don't remember now. Crix, yes. The very Thrawn-like stance on that cover.
They did. That RI's looking good. The RI's looking kind of cool. I don't know where Marchand Rowe lost half of his fur coat, I guess, on that one. They really got to nail down what he's supposed to look like. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's the only
They're trying to
thing.
go for a Zemo look.
Yeah, every artist draws that character differently. At least my man Harvey here decided to put the eye in the right part of the eye, but now it's not red anymore; it's blue. So who knows? Also, next week, probably the worst of the line, unfortunately. But we've got another Pride cover. Lando. Is anybody getting the Lando Pride cover? Is anybody getting the A cover?
I already bought the first 2. I might as well buy it.
If it's there when I'm
If it's
shopping,
there, I'll
I'll
get it,
pick
yeah.
one up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's there.
This is the lowest one I'm ordering. I ordered 2 copies of the Lando, and I actually did like the Leia Darth Vader. I can't remember what cover that is, so I might actually trade one for that.
Anniversary?
Maybe it's the Sprouse. It is. It's the Sprouse anniversary
Hmm.
cover. And then the ugliest B-wing pilot in the world. God, that guy's poor parents had to do something like that. Okay, so there you go. You know,
Guy.
what?
He's just a guy. Don't be mean.
Yeah, well, everybody's got to look, I guess. Dude, remember this for FOC? We don't, we try to tell you guys about the FOC, and then the FOC comes and passes, and then 3 weeks later, everybody's like, "Why didn't we say?" Yeah, we said it. So here you go. This cover right here is probably going to be pretty important because the tube, as you know, if you follow the Tales from the Dark Side IG page, when I got a second, I try to throw you guys some stuff out there. I put this picture up there with Roe. By the way, once again, what his gun now is just like a tube or whatever. But I showed this. This is actually the same character. This is Maria Santika. For those that watched our review on the High Republic novels, that was a name that came up a lot. She is actually from the Santika family. The people who are the reason why there is hyperspace lanes.
This is how hyperspace works.
Is her.
Mhm.
And
He's the flux
he
capacitor.
had kidnapped her. Well, his dad technically had kidnapped her, and now he keeps her in a chamber. So this is probably going to be the first time we see her. For everybody that thinks the Santika name is very important, it is, because this guy right here is Lore, and he was the guy that had the directions to get to fat Luke Skywalker drinking blue milk, if it sounds familiar.
Also, like the Mogwai that keeps watch over her.
Yes. Very cool.
Mhm.
Very cool little Mogwai. There was a lot of questions people had, and I forgot to write them down, so I refused to answer any of them because I didn't want to spoil anything. So if you have questions now, I'll answer them, but I probably won't because I don't want to spoil anything with it. But it does seem it's going to be pretty important because
Cover B. It's a cover B, by the way. I don't know if I said that.
It is. Oh yeah. So this is the other point. A lot of people don't know. That's why we brought it up. Thank you, JJ. Thank you very much. They did not reveal that cover till the beginning, like Tuesday of this or Wednesday.
Oh,
of this
the tube cover is the cover B?
The tube cover is the cover B. Yeah, let me pull it back up for you. That is the cover B.
Gotcha.
And it's FOC this week. So tomorrow, and they didn't reveal it till like 3 days ago, 4 days, whatever. Whenever I put the post picture up was the day they revealed the B cover. So it could have been Monday, whatever Tuesday.
That's tubular.
So make sure that's
It's not that time yet.
The A cover for that. The A cover for that is Princess Amidala in her white fighting suit holding her blaster like this, and Anakin doing some weird pose on it.
It's two stories still, right? I think.
Yeah.
Like
They
every
did the
issue.
two stories.
Yeah.
The heroes and villains. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So go there. That's the IDW hero and villains. I'll put it up one more time. You guys are right. I probably should have explained what it was a little bit better than that. Very good, guys. Way to keep me on the straight and narrow.
I didn't want everybody to buy the cover A by mistake.
Yeah, no. So it's the B cover, Star Wars Adventures, Tales of Villainy. You just got to know all this because when the LCSs do get very confused about this one. So it's not Star Wars Adventure High Republic, Star Wars Adventures, Tales of Villainy, and it is the B cover. It should be fine. You should be able to just whatever. There
Is
you
it subtitle, or I thought it was just the Star Wars Adventures, just straight up
It's-
adventure title?
No, yeah, it's Star Wars Adventures, Tales of Villainy. Because if you look it up,
because they have the
Heroes of Heroes. There's Tales of
I think they did it just to separate it from the first run, but yeah.
Yeah. So
That's not a Mogwai. That's Batty Coda from Ferngully, man.
Jesus
You
Christ.
sure?
He was
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
he was in the novel. Doctor something. I don't remember the second name.
Yeah.
He is a doctor.
Dr. Zaius.
And so the
Dr.
question was, can that character link to somebody here who reads books? I'm not going to say who it is, but might be wearing a tan hoodie. Said, "Hey, Marco, could that character be related to Thrawn through?" And I said, "Yes." Don't ask that question, but yes, 100% because of this.
Wait a minute, you told me not to ask it. You just asked it yourself.
I know. I just gave it away. I didn't give the whole thing away. I didn't give away what I told you.
Okay.
I didn't give away the
Might
two
as well
parts,
now.
but-
Have both sides of the conversation while you're at
Don't
it.
leave me hanging.
No, so but pretty much the question was, because that's like the great grandmother, could she have a major role, or could Lore have a major role in the Thrawn? Like if they ever roll out the story of Thrawn, like because they're rolling out the story in the novels, if they ever do the backstory of Thrawn, or the
origins
future part, we don't want to give away some of the stuff that they're talking about, but the Skywalkers pretty much, not Luke. Could that be? And I said yes, because of this, and because this guild is pretty much they're saying is part of it. So yes, that is the answer to that. So there we go. All right. What do we got here, Sticks?
Dr. Zaius.
That is going to be a cover to buy, I think. Good.
Dr.
See,
Zaius.
Ruben's. We've got some smart people in the chat. Okay. What is next on the lot? I actually wrote it
Trap.
down this time, guys.
Trap, I
We
think.
got, Trap is
That was a
what
trap.
we got. Yep.
All right. We doing It's a Trap?
AJ.
Yes, sir.
AJ.
Is he frozen or am I frozen?
No,
Oh.
I think it's
It
it.
must have
No, I
been-
think you guys are good.
Am
We
I
are
still?
jumping
I'm
right
back?
into
You're back.
And we're back.
Everybody disappeared.
Got the combination of the air shield.
There we go.
All right. So let's go here real quickly. Do the trap.
All right. Quick, it's a trap tonight. So central question, is Bossk a member of the Fett Club? Hit the next slide for me. All right. So I'm not even going to try to pronounce
Oh,
Bossk
come on, you got it.
full name. Bossk Wazak Kurdask. I don't know.
Yeah. Very
Good try.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Closest.
Nailed it.
So anyway, Bossk, obviously Transdotion. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on either character, Bossk or Fett, because they've only been around for like 40 years. So if you don't know who they are by now, you're probably not watching this show.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. So pretty much it is important to note that their relationship in Legends is kind of different than it was in the current canon. In the current canon, Bossk, for instance, joins up with Boba Fett when he's really young. They actually try to assassinate Mace Windu. That goes sideways. They get thrown in jail. Bossk helps break him out of jail. Kind of serves as a mentor, I guess, if you want to call it that, of bounty hunting. And they still kind of have a rivalry later on because they don't really see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. But Bossk still kind of sees Boba Fett as like a protege and at least respects him. And Bossk does eventually turn on him, but he turns on him more in a way that, I don't necessarily know that he's like out for blood. And then also important to remember, our essential question, though, is that Bossk kind of had a ruthless reputation as a Wookkie hunter. So keep that in mind when we get to the end of our central question here. But anyways, let's skip on to the next slide.
He is a cold-blooded lizard, after all.
He is. So just some quick, fun Bossk appearances.
I do have a question.
Go for it.
I just wanted to let you know we had a question.
Cad Bane incident wasn't though.
About the Cad Bane thing?
Is that
about the Cad Bane thing. Did you guys cover that or no?
Carbonite?
A little bit. I just said that he did turn on he did join up with Cad Bane to basically turn on Boba Fett at one point.
But in the when they showed the lost episodes of Clone Wars, did it not Cad Bane? Was it not Bossk who was like, "No, Cad, you got to do this," and that's how the dent formed? I thought Bossk was the one that was like, "No, we're not going to help you this time. Take him out." Because remember, Cad wanted to take him out, and Bossk's like, "Yeah, we'll sit back and see how you handle this real quickly." Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I could say I was trying to more point out that he was more Team Cad Bane than he was Team Boba Fett at that point. Yeah. But he did, I guess, guide him away from Cad Bane is obviously out for blood, and Bossk was less out for blood, I guess. Man, Bossk gave Bubba a shot to kill Cad. Whatever. Okay, yeah. So we might be.
Bossk kind of sets him up. He's like, "Dude, if you think you can take him, go ahead. You give that a shot." Like kind of like you were saying. It's like, dude, I've been around him for a while, and you go ahead. You give that a shot. I'm gonna stand over here and watch.
Yeah, these arms aren't very dexterous. I can't really do much, so I'm not taking a shot.
Can't do it myself.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think they're. Yeah, you're right. Okay, fair enough. All right, go ahead. Sorry, I think I have Nico internet tonight.
Nope. So we're just doing some fun Bossk appearances from comics. First cover. I want to say first appearance. I'm not getting into that argument.
No, we're not starting that.
I'm not going into that rabbit hole. But this definitely is his first cover. It's Famous Monsters of Filmland, number 165. It was in July of 1980. So featured up front and center there, kind of in that famous row of bounty hunters where you had IG-88, Boba Fett, and Bossk. And then he's obviously on the cover of 42, which came out later. There is a Bossk central story with him and IG-88 and Luke and Han kind of pursuing them. Or I'm sorry, not Luke and Han, Luke and Lando pursuing them in the old Marvel 71 and 72. And then a fun and interesting appearance not a lot of people know about, the 2000 AD number 178, which predates issue number 42, and it has Bossk and IG-88 and everybody in it there in a little panel.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go dig that prog out. I love prog.
Yep. They had some fun Star Wars stuff in those old progs. So.
Do you guys see who is right and who is wrong? Yes, we all the time go to ourselves afterwards and be like, "Oh, we got that right or wrong." I guess we could go back and review them if you wanted. We get it. We usually are pretty decent. Most of us get it somewhere in the between.
I was right. It was Rex.
I think I've been wrong every time.
Yeah.
I wasn't right. I was more hoping somebody else on that one.
I'm wrong on purpose.
Yeah, it kind of clouds your judgment. Sometimes you go for who you hope it is more than who you think it really is. But
plus, it would be a really boring segment if we all just went, "Yeah, it's Rex."
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
All right.
Next, just a couple more Bossk appearances on the next slide. Threw them together real quick. So we got a JTC exclusive action figure variant, which was Star Wars 33. I think that was the only Bossk action figure variant cover. I think.
I would hope so.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm
Pretty
not
sure.
They actually
And
coming
then
out with
you
another
had a
one.
1 in
The Empire Strikes
25.
Hold on. Don knows. Don, what'd you
Back.
say?
I'm sorry. They're coming out with an
What?
Empire Strikes
Go
Back
ahead.
now of the Bossk.
Yeah. Yeah, they're coming out with the
this week.
Empire.
Oh, are they?
This week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we need that.
I don't mind.
It's probably
Boss
the
Star.
exact same art.
No, it is the same
But,
exact cover. With
Bounty Hunters number
Different
3.
color. Yeah.
Yeah, trade dress will be different with the packaging.
Yep.
Well, it shouldn't have been on a Star Wars to begin with, but that's another rabbit hole.
Yeah. Yep. So Bounty Hunters 3 is a 1 in 25 variant from Michael Golden. It's a cool cover. Then you had Bossk's solo story in number 11 with a cool cover. Little weird kind of perspective there, but a nice cool cover of Bossk.
That was the A cover too, wasn't it? For Boss?
That was the A cover,
Yeah.
yep. I think the only variant for that one was like a anniversary cover, I think.
Mhm.
40th. And then this I kind of dug up. I don't know. Dom might know a little bit more about this than I do because I'm not big on the figures. But so there was a 3-set Imperial Forces Target exclusive Empire Strikes Back set from 2011 that I guess is kind of rare. I don't really know that much about the figures, but
they also have a Boba Fett one too.
but that had Bossk in it. So
yeah, well, this one they're not rare, but they'll set you up for a premium, a little premium, like $70-$80, depending on if you find them. You find the cheapest one because you could find them cheaper. It's because it's
Are there any rare Bossk action figures?
You know, I haven't looked forever. Have you seen these lately, Dom? I haven't looked forever, and for a while there, I couldn't find them. But
well, this was from 10 years ago, so you're gonna have a hard time finding that one on the shelf because they probably cleaned it up by now.
No, I mean even on like eBay and stuff.
Well, eBay has a couple of them because people like these 3-packs. And
yeah, the 3-packs are dope.
It reminisces from the old vintage time because the vintage ones are thousands of dollars, so people buy those. But the Bossk figures, the original Bossk figures, are actually up there in price, but actually much cheaper than Boba. You get them for like $700, $800 for original figures, the vintage ones, if you're a Bossk collector.
I have that Bounty Hunter number 3 variant. I have 2 of them, and I think it's ugly as shit. The colors are great.
Did we argue about that
it's ugly.
once?
Yeah, I think we did when it first came out. I think we argued about it.
I thought it was for the longest time. I thought it was a Francavilla cover.
Wait a minute.
It does
Dom,
have that vibe. It does have that vibe.
Say that again, Dom, and please specify that's carded, correct?
Yeah, the figures are carded. Yeah, the original ones, the vintage, are the carded vintage ones.
But
from back
at
in the
what
80s.
Price?
Between $700-$800 if you find good ones.
It's almost $1,000 for
carded in bubble and everything. Okay,
it was a good bubble, clear bubble. Yeah, for the 3-pack, right? That's what you're talking about.
Well, the 3-pack and the original, the regular single pack too.
Yes.
There you go. Yep, the Black Series isn't easy to find, but I didn't think. All right. Anyways, okay. All right. Yes, ugly, and I did. Ruben, I agree. It's ugly. Didn't kick it out of bed though. Didn't kick it out of bed. Grab 2 of them. All right.
Central question slide is next.
No. Good one, Big Rita. You got the tab, Bossk? Nah, I can't find my wallet. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you for that, Big.
Here we set up our central question for It's an Odd or It's a Trap. You got basically if Bossk shows up in the Bounty Hunter War, which it seems like he definitely will. You got to ask the question of never tell me the odds. We're going to see an awesome Bossk Fett team up where they, go together against whoever comes up against Fett. Or is it a trap and we're going to see a Bossk double cross? So as you see, I kind of phrase it there. Either way is awesome in my book.
Yeah.
Like you get an awesome bounty hunter battle or an awesome bounty hunter team up.
It's going to be awesome either way.
Yeah. But so that's the question.
All
double
right.
cross or allies?
Pete, hurry up. What do you got? Not hurry. I mean,
hurry it up. I'm going with never tell me it's a trap because I think he'll come in as like a friend, but then stab him in the back like Beckett style in the Solo movie. So I think ultimately, bounty hunters go for themselves. But that's the way I'm feeling.
Jedi,
I think
go ahead.
I think we'll get a nice reunion first.
Nice.
I just want. Did he mean to say never tell me it's a
Yes,
trap?
yes, he did. He said at the beginning.
Just want to make sure.
So he wins either way. Now that Ruben's keeping track, he wants to win either way, I guess. So
okay.
All right.
I'm gonna say never tell me the odds. Don't ask me why. I have no reason. I just think they'll team up because it makes good comic book reading. There.
You really hope those kids get together?
Yeah. Be an awesome cover, probably.
Solo.
I'm going to say it's a trap, but I agree with Pete. As all the other books and everything that they do, they tend to team up together and take it on, but they both have a plan of double crossing each other. Bubba always knows he's going to double cross him, and every time he tries to double cross him.
Whoa. Okay, Harry, let me explain something to you. We're talking about the Book of Fett, correct? Which would take place post Jabba's palace by about 10 years.
I think I phrased it. He might be confused because I think I phrased it at the top as Bounty Hunter War.
Yeah,
Bounty
Hunter War. Yep. Okay. So Dom, what do you got?
It's a trap because with the War of Bounty Hunters, we don't know what Boss's Legion to lie. He might double cross him in the comic, but moving forward, he didn't rescue Boba from the Sarlacc. Boba's out for revenge. He's going to probably take out Bossk because Bossk is going to probably go after him because Bossk is going to be in the Book of Boba Fett. Mm-hmm. And Boba Fett's going to be the last man standing. You heard it here first.
Okay.
So not from Super Boba fan number 1.
No, yeah, not Super Boba fan. The guy's got 1,000 Boba Fetts. So there may or may not be something going around that Bossk isn't the only one showing up. That also another character we talked about before might happen to show up too, which is Dengar. And if that's the scenario, I believe the scenario is quite like the war that they have going on now, and that those bounty hunters are actually going against Boba. And just because they got along for a little bit when the Empire was hiring them and they didn't really have a choice, which, by the way, that was after the war. All right now that's going on is after that the Darth Vader scene where they're standing behind Vader and he's giving him the lecture because Boba had the Frozen. So it's after Empire. I have a feeling that these two are going to cause a little chaos, especially if both of them show up. And that would be super cool. I also have seen lots of renditions of a live action Bossk before. There's actually one very famous fan one that has, I think, Bossk and Dr. Afra fighting or something. Check it out on the interwebs. Is it what?
Scorekeeper.
Is that what it is? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Really, really cool. Messed up, but cool. Check it out. But yeah, excited about it. So I think, what was my choices when he backstabs him?
That'd be it's a trap if it's a double cross.
It's a trap. It's a double cross. There you go. It's a trap. That's what I'm saying. It is a trap.
I'm going to go with, real quick, somebody said it before I got it out, but that guy DZ, I think when it comes to War of the Bounty Hunters, if we'll do that one first, right above him. But anyways, the War of the Bounty Hunters, I think Chewie will be the one to take out Bossk. There's just that rivalry there of being a Wookiee hunter. And if there's an encounter between Bossk and somebody in War of the Bounty Hunters, it's probably going to be Chewie. I know he won't kill him. Timeline-wise, that doesn't work, but beat him up or throw him in a trench or I don't know.
Rip his arms off.
They are very long arms. But I would say
they'll grow back.
Yeah, that's true. But in a Book of Boba Fett, I don't know that they're going to do Bossk in Book of Boba Fett. I really don't. I think if they do, then I still go with never telling the odds. I think that I don't know that Bossk would want to risk going up against Boba Fett when he's that out for blood, no matter who hires him. But he seemed reluctant to do it before. So
maybe. I think when you got a half metal Fennec, all of a sudden you need two. It's going to be a 2-on-2 show.
Yep.
And I would be heavenly surprised if another Hutt hadn't hired Bossk as a personal bounty hunter / bodyguard.
But just because he's hired doesn't necessarily mean he's going to go against Boba Fett.
But look, in the comic right now,
just saying,
they have a hit on Boba right now. Jabba put a hit on Boba because he thinks he sold the
Crimson Dawn
to a rival gang. So,
Crimson Dawn. Yep.
The Crimson Dawn. So there's a bunch of different scenarios where it can go, and I think the rumor of Bossk showing up in the Book of Boba Fett is much more realistic happening than Cad Bane. Now they say Cad Bane might be showing up, and they could have the story.
Oh, yeah,
I don't buy that.
I don't buy the Cad Bane one.
Yeah,
me neither.
Cad Bane's got to show up somewhere. Maybe in Bad Batch. Who knows?
I hadn't thought about it till just now. I don't lean towards the Cad Bane, and I really had not thought about it, but it would make sense, him being a Wookiee hunter, that Black K would show up and knock him around a bit because he's a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Wookiee and
maybe. Well, Bossk could also do the John Wick thing and actually help him. It looks like he's going to try to take him out for the bounty, but he actually helps him out.
That's going to be a late. That's going to be a late Black K portion of it too. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that would have to be way late.
Well,
but
in the first episode of the first issue of Bounty Hunters, Black K fights Bossk, and Dr. Aphra's there, and Dr. Aphra stops them. They're fighting each other because
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I'm just thinking like that's why Bossk is going to be able to show up. But like, I mean, hopefully they go through the Rogues Gallery. It'd be cool. I think that we're going to get more clues coming out through the War of the Bounty Hunters, which means we might even get a little bit Crimson Dawn in the book. I mean, we don't know for a fact what we're going to get there, but I think it's just too hard for them to be releasing all. They're going to tell us exactly who everybody in the house, finally everybody on the Hutt Council, who they are, because they only told us like 3 of the Hutts before, right? Maybe 2. Now they're going to tell us the entire council. Okay, they're going to give us also what happened to Crimson, and we're going to know who. I mean, we got Valance in there who still does have I mean, I could see that being a character. That, I mean, Bobo and him have a very rough past. So, all right, that's a great one. We will see who wins that or who doesn't, or we'll just JJ will lie to everybody and tell him that he was right next week. Okay. I don't know if you're right or not. Next up on the docket. The last time I did this, the interwebs froze up. Good. So I lost all the private chat. What's next up on the docket?
we now have Bad Batch.
We now have Bad Batch.
Bad Batch.
Okay.
Yep.
So let's talk about Bad Batch real quickly. I have to pull the video back up. There we go. Bad Batch it is. Oh, we'll see what everybody does with this week. Okay, we go back. We get our little friend. What's her name again?
Sid.
She got a boy named Sid. Yep, Sid. She goes in there. She wants him to collect a lizard. They do. And she gives the little threat again. You work for me. But then did the whole and by the way, I'm also charging you the black hand tax where you owe me rent and this. And somebody eats a ton of popcorn. So you owe me a bunch of popcorn too. We do get Rex showing up. So there's Rex. JJ, I guess, was right. Good job, JJ.
There you
go. They all shoot the crap, and then we get the headache thing that was running on forever. That kind of has been taking a little bit too long. But Rex knows exactly what it was. Says, "Hey, you haven't gotten rid of your chips." And then he's like, "Doo-doo-doo." Like they should. I wish they would have done the Boba Fett spurs here. Would have added a little bit of flavor to it.
Yeah.
He's gonna shoot him. He's gonna shoot them all. Instead, he takes them to a certain planet that we're going to get to later. Yes, VK, we're going to get to it later. With a lot of wrecked ships on it. I mean, you thought we were going to get away with not doing it with JJ on this cast. So they go inside to look for the downed cruiser where Rex had got his chip removed. They find it. The Scrapper Guild is on there. Then we get the monster from the video game that's tearing apart the ships. Doesn't it look like, can we say it? Yes, it looks like an anus, right? This is what we're doing with Star Wars at this point. Like an anus with teeth. That's what we're doing here.
I don't know what yours looks like, but
looks like a Sarlacc pit.
Mine doesn't have teeth.
Isn't this the same
Or
creature
tentacles.
that was in the Death Star trash compactor?
No.
It's the same creature from the episode of the Mandalorian with the child was thrown into the water. And
it was also the same creature that was guarding the back door to the dwarf kingdom that was in the lake.
yeah.
Did you see how he said back door there? Yeah. So what are you thinking about? I guess it does have teeth. All right. Anyways, so then he gets up. He's still got the headache. Everything's going bad. We know where this is going. He starts choking out other members and throwing them around. I have a question at this point.
Okay.
Why do they need 5 Bad Batch members? Because apparently one Bad Batch member could take out all the other Bad Batch members.
He's Wrecker. I mean, he gotta be hard to bring down.
And they also don't want to kill him. Like they're trying to subdue him, where he's trying to kill them. So they're different levels.
I do have one plot hole question on that. Is how does he I guess maybe he does retain his memories, I guess, during the whole thing. So, but I was thinking, like, how does he know that they violated Order 66? Like, if he's all like programmed in the head, but I guess he did see it, so he kind of has his memories.
Yeah,
well,
he's in there.
yeah. Something's going on. Yeah, because at the end they kind of say that.
I too have a
the
question.
fear of God. Yes.
How does the largest guy in the Bad Batch continually dodge these sharpshooters with their stun? The big giant circle that gets bigger as it shoots out, and somehow the largest guy out of all of them can dodge it.
If only Crosshair was there.
All right. Nope.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Once again, another one they had.
I get it.
Another one they had terrible problems with was Crosshair. One guy could take down the whole batch. I don't get it. So she gets the fear. He tries to choke her out. Luckily, he didn't do it. Luckily, he didn't. I mean, actually, she talked him out of it, which is nice. They ended up getting him into the little chamber thing. He's scared. She's scared. He's scared. Everybody's scared. He gets it removed. He's normal. They thought he died. Very touching moment. Then all of a sudden, she's got stale popcorn.
What if it didn't work?
It worked on Rex, and
Well, I'm just saying, you don't know how he's going to wake up. Everybody's just sitting around. You don't know how this dude's going to wake up.
fair enough. It worked on Rex though, and it worked on Wolf, and it worked on. Did it work on Fives? No, Fives just whatever.
Five, yeah.
Anyways,
different
But
story.
Rex didn't see it happen. He just knows it happened. He admitted that said, "I don't know. I've never been on this side of it." He doesn't know how it's supposed to go.
he's talking. So she
No,
gives
I'm
him
talking about
stale.
when he was sleeping, when he was out. I'm just saying, when he was still out.
That's what you're gonna go. You're gonna go down that rabbit hole, and not why the popcorn's not stale. Like she should keep it stale popcorn.
Yes,
he was trying to,
I'm going down it.
yeah.
Love it.
Not that she was diving around everywhere. And the space popcorn didn't break up or anything. Okay.
I was going to get to that point, Ruben. That's a good point.
What's Ruben's point?
They didn't scan Omega.
She
They
did,
did, but she said she knew
yeah,
that
she
they
doesn't
didn't
have one. She said
She
that.
said it flat out,
She
yeah.
said
Do we just take her at a word?
Yes, we do. Very touchy moment here. Yes, absolutely. Because I think there's more to her than you think.
Can I ask you a question real quick? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? When she looked at Rex and she knew what type of clone he was, like the original clone,
Oh yeah.
do you get that she might be part cyborg, not all clone, that she
Or
might
force
have
sensitive.
Force sensitive. She's gonna know what generation he is. No,
No.
Mind
He
readers.
knows.
what I
She
think,
telepathically reads it from him.
what I think is that she might have. There might be a mix of something. Like I think she has her special power is brain, like the Taskmaster, like
Taskmaster.
memorizing and everything else. So she
Or
can.
Rain Man, like the Rain Man.
Yeah, so she can like easily pick the stuff up, and when she picks the stuff up, that's one thing. She was easy. She could they just downloaded it to her brain while they were downloading orders like this to kill people on Order 66. They're just downloading all stuff to her head.
She was a med assistant, if you want to call it, lab assistant, whatever, to that scientist lady.
The Kaminoans. Lachey.
They still should have scanned her, though. I mean,
No Lachey. That's what it's.
I'm saying she would be familiar with the different generations and how old they are, what they would look like at a certain
She's only like 11 years old.
Yeah, I was like, oh, don't crush her head, and then all of a sudden, there's no head crushing.
don't do it, Lenny.
There's the little touching like talk here where it's like, Rex, why are you still fighting for people? Because they've lost their way now at this point. Hunter has with Bad Batch. Rex is like, there's probably still something out there to fight, which is kind of cool. I don't think this is the end of him. I have a feeling we're going to see him again. And then we get this, the Hunters Guild, and also something we can, as the end screen. So we will skip. Could you pull it up, Pete?
They're gonna narc on him.
I mean, are we, before we get there though, are we all kind of just assuming?
Yeah, they called the Empire already.
Mhm.
No, go ahead. You pull that up. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Jedi. Go ahead. Jedi, go ahead. What were you saying?
Are we assuming that when God, I can never think of the name. When he came out and Rex was talking on his communicator, when Hunter came out, are we just assuming that he was talking to the sisters, or was he talking to Ahsoka? Who was he?
The sisters, right? Because he mentioned something about them earlier.
I think the sisters. That's the most pragmatic.
Yeah, but I think we might get a little Ahsoka because that they're linked. I mean, who knows? We can still get a lot more people going back.
I think we'll get Ahsoka as. I don't think Ahsoka will want to give up her ID, so we'll get Fulcrum Ahsoka.
Fulcrum.
Yeah, that's my
Do
opinion.
we know exactly how much time has passed now that they've been,
About
That's
a
a
month.
good question.
For, Rhea Perlman.
That's a good question, and that's why we will talk about it in this section right here.
Mhm.
Very interesting.
'Cause
Great.
You get the sense they've done a bunch of jobs now. It's not-
Segue. Good segue. Good. Yeah, because they sure had a pretty big popcorn bill.
Yeah,
there with
exactly.
Sid.
Yeah.
So, all very good and interesting questions. So they were on
Braca.
Braca. I call it
Braca,
Braca.
thank you. Yep. And it is part of that's the planet from the Fallen Order. JJ, go ahead.
Not
Our
the Mortal
gaming
Kombat
guy.
character. with the
So-
blades in his arms.
Yep. So we got a Fallen Order. I tried to find as similar as pictures as I could, but you can obviously tell by the two towers there from the Bad Batch, and then the two kind of towers there in Fallen Order. And then somebody, VK, on Instagram was talking about their outfits. So we got how they looked in. This is actually the concept work from Fallen Order of I can't remember exactly what they called them now. Shipyard riggers. I think shipyard riggers. I think is what they call them.
The
Yeah, the outfits. And,
Scavengers.
well, they're they're scavengers,
scavengers.
but they work for a company that does it.
Oh yeah.
This was
Yeah,
their
those
uniform
little-
basically. So, and then you have obviously in Bad Batch, they pretty much look incredibly similar. So,
Yeah, is VK in our personal chat somehow? Because we were talking about this, and then all of a sudden
yes.
VK was like, he's like, "Hey," and posted on Instagram. You guys going to talk about this? And we're like, "As a matter of fact, we are."
He's force sensitive.
Anyways,
Like Omega.
very interesting points though, because he had some questions. I actually took a nap today, so I didn't. Right before the nap, I put this up, and when I woke up, there was like a ton of like messages with me tagged in it to VK, so I didn't get to read all of it. But I think he had some points of question, correct or no? VK, are you still here? Nope. Good. Scrapper Guild, yes. Okay, so I think he was.
There you go.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Scrapper Guild. So I think the question was, are we going to see Cal? Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And was there an inference of? I said not to ask this. I said not to say this, but I said, can somebody ask this question? Ask the question. I said not to say.
Are we going to see Inquisitors?
Okay. And then is that it? Is that the end of this, or is there more questions to be had?
Are we going to see BD1?
Is that a question?
No.
Why not?
So
I can tell you.
The Inquisitors. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead with BD1, and then I'll give the Inquisitor.
Because
answer.
BD1's not on that planet.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Number 2, the Inquisitor situation. They're not Inquisitors yet. We know that from past comic books already. The training hasn't occurred yet at this point. Even if this happens to be within like 6 months, because it can't be a year yet, just because of how the timeline falls down, the Inquisitors won't be here. They just won't. So that's unfortunate, but that sucks actually, really bad, because I really want to see the Inquisitors.
But we did just say we don't know how long it's been.
Well, I don't think it's been a year. I think they're kind of
Yeah.
inferring that it's been like months, not
Okay.
year. So
And the Inquisitors, at least we assume kind of they never, like we talked about earlier, they don't really review the ranking order of like how they come. But if they go in order, the second sister, for instance, would be still would not be at all trained. Or
yeah, which
anything.
is the Darth Vader trait.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
could have the Grand could be turning right now.
That's true.
Could be turning right now. The Grand Inquisitor could be turning right now, but you wouldn't get what's her name? Starts with a T.
Talzin? Mother Talzin?
No.
Jin, you realize Jin's gonna kill us all.
Yeah, she's
for
gonna kill us
forgetting.
right now. She
Yeah.
really is. Anyway, you can't get her, the one that was in the video game yet, because it's not that point in the time of the storyline. However, the Cal question is interesting also too. And JJ, I don't know what your opinion on the timeline of that is.
It's tricky. He's too young. Because the game would be to be the age he is in the game, you'd have
5
to go
years
about
after
5
this.
years, yeah.
Mhm.
So you don't really know when he gets to that planet, at what period in his life in that Scrapper Guild. So you'd have to look at the fact that if you see him at some point, it's probably going to be like a cameo, and he's going to be super young, and you might not even recognize him.
That's the one thing though, because they did it with Dune, Kanan. But Dune, I think maybe there's a shot they could do something like that, which
Yeah.
would be super cool too. I
Mhm.
mean, I think this is one of those ones where we were talking about with It's a Trap before. There's things we want to get really excited and be like, yeah, of course we're going to see. And now there's 32 episodes, so as time goes by, that we're not saying we won't see it next season or something to that effect. I just don't think they're going to speed up the timeline that fast. I think Crosshair is going to be coming here, and they're going to flee, and maybe they bump into a young Cal. But at this point, if it's where we think it is in the timeline, he's ejecting currently from a Star Destroyer. So it'd be kind of tough for him to be ejecting from the Star Destroyer and be part of the guild.
And don't forget too, when he goes into hiding, he purposely first suppresses all his Force abilities and everything, and even forgets how to use the Force more or less. So there's that. So nobody would know he was a Jedi at this point either.
Yeah.
Himself.
Right. So you'd have to the way they could do it is if he's walking in to look for work and he's a real young kid,
or if Omega's Force sensitive and can sense other. No, just kidding.
Even the Force sensitive.
Rabbit hole.
Rabbit hole.
All right. So that's the answers to all those questions. Hopefully, I gave us an Easter egg with that. You think that the masks on the? I'm sorry. Is this what he's saying?
Oh no, those are the actual masks from the game. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know if they modeled them a little bit after the Revan mask, the Mandalorian mask that Revan has, but
it actually looks like, you know who it looks like is the Clan of Ren.
Knights of Ren.
Knights of Ren.
So they might have modeled it after something else, but that's how they look in the game too. So that's normal.
That would be cool. Yeah, remember the guy that he's scrapping on? You could actually here. The Sacred Text has got it. They could definitely do something like that.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to put like a nod or a cameo in there of somebody. We've seen it before in a lot of other stuff. So
yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that's good. So I think we cut through all that stuff. Next up, we're going to get to it because we can't not get to it anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
Is the dad thing next? The Father's Day one? I don't want to skip it again.
Yeah, but I think we should probably vote on what
we need a
you
helmet
thought
rating.
of Bad Batch.
Oh,
yeah.
very good. Yes. Very good. Thank you. We got off the good job. So Solo's the one keeping us in line this week, folks. Give him a round of applause.
Solo's ready to give it 3.9 helmets.
We got up to 45 in the chat at one point. Give us the thumbs up down there for Solo getting it right. That's what you're giving the thumbs up for this week. All right.
What they don't know is that Jedi threatened Solo if he gave below 4 that he was going to get hurt.
Quick, one last question to answer, Astro Wizard. I believe she's in custody.
Who's that?
Sierra Junda. The Empire, is that right at this point?
Oh, from
she gets captured after Order 66, right?
Dark Temple.
Right.
Or is that before Order? I think she gets captured during.
After, but
she gets tortured by the Empire, right?
Right, but it's like, yeah, it's like now. She's getting tortured now.
Right, so she's in custody or whatever
right now.
Well, around right now.
Around right now.
Around right now. Maybe in 3 days. Maybe she got tortured 3 days past. Like she's getting.
She might have just broke loose. I don't know. You can see her.
Yeah, I mean we are. If you're asking, are we in that time realm? Yes, that's the time realm we're in. Correct. Yes, 100%. Okay. So we will. Should we start off? Should we see if we're going to just completely shut down the show and not do Father's Thing because JJ has threatened sabotage if Solo Wookkie does not give this a grade higher than 2.5. Wasn't that what the threat was?
I didn't threaten it.
Higher than
a 4. It was Jedi that did that.
Oh, was it Jedi? Okay,
Jedi.
So the two guys that are doing the next segment might not be doing the next segment together. So we're gonna let them start off. Here we go. Solo,
see some angry jokes coming.
Let's see if we can get through here. I thought it was if you gave him a 2.5. Go ahead, Solo. Give us your breakdown of this.
You don't want my rank first.
Do whatever you. Yeah,
we might not listen.
Let's do 3.768.
Get out of here.
I didn't make 3.76.
Okay,
I'll
rounds
give it a 4. I'll give it a 4. Honestly,
4. Oh, nice.
This one is the one that I've been waiting for. This is the one that they should have delivered 3, maybe 4 episodes ago. I'd even accept, 2 episodes ago if they'd have done it. It wouldn't have drawn out the head game thing so long. We would have seen Rex. This is what I'm talking about that I want to see. There's direction. We have direction now, and they're pushing us into, hey, this is where we're going. We're seeing Rex. They're talking. They said we'll see each other again. They're communicating. They're starting to figure out that Trandoshians can't be trusted. She's taken, 90% and giving them 10%, and they're like, well, wait a minute, something goofy here, plus all the extras. It's starting to answer a lot of questions. I'm sad to see them take so long to get there, but man, good episode. I like the answers. I'd almost give it a 4.5, but it's a solid 4.
So Jedi, from now on, all you have to do is threaten Solo every week.
No, that's not
it.
it.
Hey, just for the record, I did not threaten him. that I do not understand how if anyone could give this less, and this goes for the rest of you. Anyone could give this thing less than a 4. I don't get it. So I gave this thing a 4.5, and I'm reserving, that other half because eventually, if there is a Boba Fett sighting, I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that other 0.5 to
Boba bump,
make it stand out. That Boba bump. But so yeah, 4.5. Man, this thing had everything. It answered questions. It opened up more questions. So it was kind of that linked. You had a closure and you had a new beginning. You had emotion. That bond between Wrecker and Omega that we knew was going to come to a head. It was going to be tested. You had Wrecker fighting the inhibitor chip, kind of like Rex did when he was, face to face with Ahsoka, and he was having to kind of try to fight it but couldn't. So you kind of had that kind of harkening back to that. And it just had everything. You still see that the guys don't understand how the real world works. Yeah, we're making money, but you got to spend money too because there's all these expenses that
space popcorn.
Popcorn.
Space popcorn costs money, right? And there's you keep hearing Hunter say things are a lot easier back when they didn't have to deal with these real world type things. So and it had everything. It answered the questions, opened up new questions. It moved the story along. Great episode. Other than episode 1, I'm saying this one was the best. So,
Shannon Fisher has a question. Good job. Sorry, Jedi. Thank you for that 4.5. No, Kanan is younger than Cal.
So did that street vendor work for AMC then? Because he was charging like $14 for that space popcorn.
No.
I don't know what the credit to dollar rate conversion rate is, but that was seemed pretty expensive.
It's smothered in space caramel.
It must be.
No, Shannon, one more thing. I'll go to Aldi. Tell her I'll go to Aldi tomorrow. All right. 9.7 for those that didn't watch it. We graded some comic books. We had a group of 4 people, which we should probably never do again. Grade comic books. So we took an average. It turned out to 9.7. And then everybody decided to crap on me because they said you can't give a 9.7. And I was like, look, it was 9.8 and 9.6. So it was an average. So I don't know how people know how averages work. But if it's between 2 numbers, that's what you get. But apparently.
You sure?
No, apparently not. Because the chat definitely got on me about that. All right. Next up, we have got Dom. Dom. There's no Boba Fett. What do you have for the grade?
I give it a 4. I'll give it a straight 4 because they finally got the chip situation answered. Nobody talked about the beginning. The people that were going after them, shooting at them. Who were those people? Bounty hunters, Imperials, when they were getting away.
It was like a new race name, whatever it was.
But
what was it? No, it was the other. Yeah, it was the other bounty hunters that had stolen, or not bounty hunters. Is the other race that had stolen the lizards. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see when Wrecker hit his head. That was the nail in the coffin right there. But I like this episode because, like I said, Rex came back, and I like the part that Rex was going to shoot them because their chips weren't out, and I also like the part that the relationship between Omega and Wrecker. It was a sad thing when he was apologizing to her after because he felt bad. That was a touching moment. I like that, and I felt the emotion between both of them, which I shed a tear. I'll tell you that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, a little misty.
But
don't tell Marco that.
No, so did Marco. He won't admit it, but so did Marco.
No, I mean it's a touching moment. I'm not.
It was.
I'm not gonna
He
lie.
was no Luke though.
I think it was more touching than Luke. I don't know.
My thing is, I think that next week the pace is going to pick up. We're going to see the Empire come down on them hard, and I want to see that. And that's the only reason why I didn't give it 5, because I want to see the Empire. The Empire's been in the background for a little bit, you know, and I want to see the whole thing speed up now. This is the mid-season right here. It's the 8th episode, you know, so this should be a good one coming up.
All right. So with that, I'm going to go out of order, and I'm going to give my ranking, and I'm going to give it 3.5, and this is why.
Oh,
Jedi's gonna be so mad at you.
I was going to give it a 3. He left. They both left. I was going to give it a 3, and this is why. Because although it's cool to see, to see Rex, we knew he was coming. Okay, we did know that they were eventually going to get the chip out of there. There wasn't a ton of action in this one, for as much as we thought we should have had. I thought the threat to Omega should have been bigger. Like, if this was the payoff, it wasn't really a threat to Omega, really, right? There wasn't a threat. And he's not going to wake up was a little overdrawn. There was very little story building at this point. We knew Rex was coming. We knew that he was going to leave for a bit. There wasn't anything. There was no aha or wow moment. As much as we were waiting for stuff to happen, everything happened. We were expected to do it. And the biggest thing is, like, either the Empire or I wish Crosshair, instead of like, we called them, I wish you would have seen either Crosshair or the Empire was in the background. If you did that, then you could have got a 4.5. But for how little action there was in this, for how little story moving it forward, I mean, I know everybody says it. It didn't really. And by the way, they left every loophole open, right? You still don't know much about Omega, right? We don't know really what's going on with Rex. We all just asked, is Ahsoka? Who is he talking to? They didn't really answer any of those questions that you guys have been asking. So I'm keeping it with the same thing. It's moving at a pace. It's doing okay. But they haven't answered anything. They didn't answer anything. They gave us some cool Easter eggs from the video game, right? Mm-hmm. I'll give you that. You know, they gave us Rex, but we knew Rex was going to show up. So that's no more than when they went and saw, what's his name on the planet? The clone that's sitting, Clank or whatever, that's sitting over there on the planet. Clank. What's his name again? It's Deserter. I can't remember. Whatever the heck they call them. It's like, look, it's no more than that, right? It's the same type of thing. And the threat, I know that VK said it, or he's like, I'll choke her, don't choke her out. But I wish it would have been more of a threat. Like, they have a very emotional relationship. And maybe it's because I have a daughter or something like that. But like that relationship between the big hulking clone, the big dad type figure, and
let's remember
this
is still on Disney Plus. Wait a
minute, you guys! Every week you come out with some ass excuse. No.
This is a little dubious to me. This is crazy in the fact that this is like a weird role reversal, like that movie Vice Versa or something.
I'm not going ham where I'm giving stuff a 2 or a 1 and going, this is just a throwaway episode. I'm just saying, like, there was weeks, like, what was the big threat? The big threat this week. The big threat this week, by the way, that I gave it 3.5. That's why I've given like almost every single episode. It's on par with like every single episode except for number 1. What I'm saying is the big threat was the angry anus with teeth. Like, that was the big threat that we didn't think that people would get away from.
Threat.
No, Wrecker was a threat also.
He wasn't a threat. He just threw him around there.
He knew he wasn't going to kill her.
He knew he wasn't going to kill anybody. I mean, what he could have done was like smashed, like, maybe, I don't know, Echo off the wall, and then now you got 2 of them. That would have been kind of fun.
Should have killed Sid.
You want like Walking Dead, where one of the main characters gets killed.
No, it wasn't even a threat. All it was like some guy throwing
well, what do you expect? Oh no, there goes Ned Stark. Yeah, JJ, you want me to go
she first? She literally looked at him and goes, "Yeah, you're better than that. Okay, he's better than that. We're gonna put him on the tray." Then they spent 5 minutes going like, "Is he going to wake up? Oi, is he going to wake up? Oi, is he going to wake? Come on, man. Of course he's going to wake up. What are we talking about here?"
Let's not exaggerate. It was not 5 minutes.
I gave him a 3.5. Guys, you're acting like I pulled a solo Wookiee and gave it a 1. What is going on here?
It's the way you're presenting it, and the fact that, like, for weeks we heard like, oh, you guys are like wanting to go too fast and answer all these questions, and now you're mad that I didn't answer enough questions.
No, but I'm saying, so I haven't parred out with the rest of it. 3.5. That's what I'm saying. You guys are
holding
acting
the
like
fact that things that you expected to happen, they did what I expected to happen. You're holding that against them.
no, you
Had to get
you
to
guys
this
just
point.
said, wait, time out. You go like, we wanted all the answers, and I'm saying they didn't give you any answers. That's all I'm saying.
true.
So yeah, it's just
I
like
agree
every
with
other
that.
episode, 3.5. What are we doing here,
They did
guys?
give you answers.
We're just mad because Jedi said if
We
it's
had
over,
a whole question of who's the guy on the other end of the telephone call. They answered it. It's
I was gonna
Rex.
give you 3.
Who was the other guy?
But we knew
They
Rex was
answered
going
the
to show up.
question.
Yeah, but we knew Rex was going to show up because they showed it in the previews.
But we
man.
didn't. Not
I'm
everybody
not
said that's who was going to be on the phone. On the
Didn't
other
know
end
when
of
it was
the
gonna
phone.
show up.
Oh, if they gave us somebody, if they gave us somebody else on the phone, they might have got 4. Might got 4. That's all I'm going to say. Might got 4.
It was
At least it would have been a
Organa, you're gonna
surprise.
go
At least
Yeah,
it would have been a
you-
surprise.
You'd have been dropping the 4.5. Oh man, it was Bail Organa the whole time.
No,
I love Jimmy Smits.
I'm just-
3.5 are still a solid number.
I don't know why.
man.
Yeah, it's not like
Still
it gave it a
solid
2.5.
It's not.
What?
It's Solo. It's not the number. It's the framing that he's putting around that number.
It's a good
All he did
episode.
was complain like somebody twisted his arm to get to that. He was like, I was going to say 3, but
I was
Jedi
saying
all upset, so I gave it a 3.5. Like
Yeah,
he's doing us
it's
a
3,
favor with
3.5.
the 3.5.
All right,
it's a
Marco.
3.5.
Just say.
I gotta give up.
Get
BK's
off-
right.
Just say, get off my lawn.
Yeah.
If you can just give us a
No,
get off
because
my
I
lawn.
didn't give it a 2.5 or a 1 or this is garbage. No.
You might as well have.
Oh.
You guys, this is just too. I don't even know why I do this. I seriously, it's pain and torture at this point. Everybody, all right. Look, 3.5 is a pretty good grade. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know. It wasn't like this was like some groundbreaking app.
You were negging the whole time with your 3.5.
If Boba Fett showed in, like this is what they said. If there's a picture of Boba Fett in the background, they would have given it a 5. I mean, it was not it wasn't that. It was a good episode. Good episode. No way it could have got not with a picture of Boba Fett in the background.
There's kids on your lawn, Marco.
The whole chat is turned.
I'm
I just see it. I wasn't even looking at it. Now there's 22 messages, and all I see is my name and a bunch of boos and a bunch of letters and like exclamation points.
I don't
9/7's coming out.
Rabbit hole any further.
All right, yeah, we got 2 more people. Come
I'm
on.
just very curious what it would have taken to get that thing up to a 4 or 5, or up to a 4 or 4.
For a 4, for a 4. Honestly,
We can say that for another.
Bail
Yeah.
Organa.
No, it would have been a little bit more action.
Little
If there was
girls
a little
getting
bit more
choked out on screen would have helped.
No. But like all of a sudden, like he did the same move. He like threw 2 people, and then they got up and shot him again. And then they didn't. You saw the stun shot coming. Like you knew it wasn't. If they would have done something where there was actually, I kind of felt like a greater threat. Like if all of a sudden the pit monster came out and grabbed. No, did I freeze up?
No, you're good. You're good.
Or if we would have like I said, if we would have seen a Star Destroyer come in all of a sudden at the end, more than just the guild calling them, or like if all of a sudden you're looking through the scope.
If a guy on an X-wing came to I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, if somebody's
You
gonna
want
shed
You
tears.
want a 90-minute episode? Okay.
No, I want 3 more minutes. That's all I wanted. Okay, 3 more
Yeah.
minutes. And Scott, a 3.5. Knock it off, Pete. Please save us from this. Well, you might not.
I don't know if I can now.
Your records in your face. Everybody's. I should have waited.
You're calling
I
for
didn't know
little girls to
everybody's
get
gonna
choked. It's
I
not
didn't
enough.
call. That was not one of. That is absolutely not one of the options I gave.
You're like, oh, nothing happened in this episode. Nothing happened that we thought was gonna happen. Like, sure. We expected eventually Wrecker's chip was going to have to be taken care of. Yes, we knew that had to happen eventually. Oh my God, it's 7 episodes in. A whole 7 episodes in. Do you realize how far we've come in those 7
I
episodes?
agree with
you guys?
Marco though. They took too long to do the head thing
Too
and bring
long.
in Rex to explain that and get it taken care of. And like 2 episodes that stuff should happen.
I mean, I don't know. I just think like all of a sudden, if they get him and they stun him, and then one of the other clones.
They've literally met the Rhea Perlman character like 35 minutes ago in screen time. Like an episode and a few minutes.
You guys somebody just said that they ran up a bill that's worth like 6 months of food.
And we didn't see any of that. That's what I'm saying. Time has passed. But they had to set that up. They had to set up the point that now they're working for this, this guild character. They're becoming more aware that they're being taken advantage of.
Should I go back
That's
to all
story
6
progress.
of these comments?
They're learning that they are being taken advantage of. They're not just following orders.
Who's next on the docket?
It's Pete. Pete,
Give me a helmet.
Pete, what's
you gotta
your
stop to try.
I give my helmets at the end. I tell you why I'm going to give it to you before I give it to you. No, but I liked it. I liked it. I'm at a solid 4. So I'm at a solid 4. I've already argued my point over Marco's craziness. Negging the whole time. Be like, oh, that's a very pretty dress, but I wish you would have done your hair a little nicer.
Oh yeah. All right. If that's what we got, Jay, I just rude. We might not have a show on Wednesday because Pete seems very depressed to me.
Oh no, I can't wait for Wednesday.
JJ. Well, hey, if you guys missed the Moon Knight thing, there was like Pete put it back out Instagram. He goes, I refuse to have this as our final thing. We're putting out our opinions.
We're doing our own.
I disagree with you so much on this because at one point I think I yelled at Pete. The only reason you have that in there is because it's a rare variant. That's a trash book. So go ahead and check that out too.
Those tiers are going to be very different on Wednesday.
Yeah. All right. JJ, go ahead. Save the show.
I'll keep it brief. I was going to give it a 3.5, but I'm giving it a 4 because I don't want to follow the wrath.
Yeah.
because I'm afraid.
Because I have a fear. But no, really, I really was going to give it a 3.5, but I'm a huge Star Wars gamer nerd, so I did like the Easter eggs that bumped it up 0.5 point for me. So I liked that. I kind of actually agree with Margot in that, like, it did, for my taste, and Solo Wookie, I agreed with him, in the episodes before, it took too long to get to this point a little bit, at least with the Wrecker head bashing storyline. Like, that could have been done in like an episode. But, other than that, and I did like the touching moment. And obviously the Easter eggs with the gaming and everything. So that was good. And it reminded me a little bit of Shadows of the Empire too. So I had other gaming flashbacks too, just the planet. I know it wasn't the same planet. Reminded me a lot of that, the wreckage on the planet surface and everything. So yeah, I liked it as a whole. So I'll give it a 4.
Cool. Yeah, you only gave it a 4 because I just got put apart at the 3.5 mark.
Yeah.
So these comments are great. I really do like it.
Yeah,
peer pressure is a hell of a thing.
Not to change the conversation, but
Okay.
Astros with me.
Oh, we lost a Star Wars fan. I will say that I did find this. I am with Dom. I found this a little bit more emotional than the Luke thing, just because I thought it. I mean, I do find that relationship good, and that's why I think it would have, if they somehow made me actually worry about her safety, even in the least bit, I would have probably bumped it up a little bit. I thought it was just kind of like too cheesy. And I'm not saying you pop. Whoever said pop her head like a pimple, that's not what I'm saying. All right. Shame. I got to go back and read all these. Good job, chat. Thank you very much, chat. You guys are on fire. Love it. My heart did not shrink 3 sizes. What do we have? Oh, so the show's done now because I gave it 3.5 Jedi, or are we going into dad presents?
Jedi's gonna walk out of this.
We need something to lift our spirits after this.
All right. Well, tell a couple jokes, and then we'll go right into. Are we doing jokes first, or what are we doing?
It was Father's Day and then jokes, but we could swap her right up.
Yeah, swap them out.
I'm down for a good joke about right now.
Let's get out of this doom and gloom.
We could lighten the mood.
Little
Records.
pop heads of little girls. Because
I did wonder that of whether like Wrecker just racked up 6 months worth of food bill for them, or like they were really there for 6 months.
Hey, that's Disneyland prices on that.
Sid charges more than Mickey on the.
Well, we could probably go back and figure it out because they did say how many portions of that popcorn, and if that was their like routine, so we can figure out how many missions they ran.
I think they just did it for everything, but
10
yeah.
portions.
No,
He actually does. This guy actually knows me in real life.
And we'll start.
This guy does actually know me in real life. Not the character I play on a Star Wars show. Here we go. So they
bring in the slide, right?
The jokes. Where are the jokes? Who's got the jokes? Anybody got the jokes?
Well, I don't have the jokes. We just have the intro to the jokes.
Mad jokes.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, look at that.
On Darkside, we love 2 things: cool T-shirts and dad jokes. And Star. Well, wait.
And Star Wars.
Oh, wait, that's the joke. And we love 3. Okay, all right. I'm your father. Cool. No way. Am I missing something here?
It says I tell dad jokes periodically, but only when I'm in my element.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty funny.
Wah,
I like that. I like that one. Okay, let's go. Who's up first?
I'll take a stab there first. Did you guys know that Chuck Norris is in every Star Wars movie?
No.
He played the Force.
God, my head is big on this screen. All right. What do you call a droid? What do you call a droid that always takes the long way around to its destination?
I don't know. What do you call a droid that always takes the long way around to its destination?
R2 detour. I don't hear any laughter from the panel.
I know, right? These guys.
It must be muted.
Yeah, we need some laugh track is what we need. In the theme of Father's Day, do you know where Princess Leia goes shopping for her Father's Day gifts?
Mm-mm.
At the Darth Mall.
All right. Oh, come on. I got to bring us back in. This is just getting okay.
I got one more. Okay. We all know that the craze this week was around the new Loki Charm cereal, but has anyone tried the new Star Wars gluten-free Wookkie treats? No? They taste okay, but they're a little chewy.
Maybe we do need laugh track for this. Maybe that'll salvage this. Maybe that'll salvage it.
Yeah, we needed the laugh track. I took the advantage of us not having a laugh track to go to run to the bathroom, but us taking us
I
out.
don't know. We need a studio audience. We do not need a studio audience. No, we need something. All right, I can't believe I allow that segment to keep going on week after week, but the fans love it apparently, and I don't know what's wrong with them or if they're just trolling me. So, all right, go ahead. What do we got next?
Father's Day gifts.
Father's Day gift ideas.
Father's Day gift ideas. Oh, another one. Look at all this stuff. That's a funny joke. This is the one I said last
week's.
A pause and get out. That is not what we have. Cool. All right.
Oh, yeah,
well,
that was the joke for last week, but then, we got to get through the joke.
No, we got to get through this.
I had it all queued up for last week.
Oh, okay. Bring in the laugh track. Everybody wants the laugh track. Can we get away with doing laugh track?
There it is.
All right.
Sure.
Nope. Well, kind of, but keep going.
May the fourth be with you, but not your money.
There we go.
Okay.
So basically, in the spirit of Father's Day, we got a week left before Father's Day. Still time to do some shopping for those that haven't. So there's some simple ideas. There's nothing groundbreaking here. Just some stuff to kind of jog someone's thinking in case you haven't gotten something for your Star Wars dad, or you need. What I've found is a lot of these gifts here are things that probably your dad would never buy for them. Your dad or your partner would never buy for themselves, but if you give it to them, they're going to like it. I know I would. So let's go to the next slide. We'll do number 10.
This is just Jedi's shopping list of things he wants.
I would love every one of these pretty much. So yeah, first thing, we're number 10 and we got socks and ties. Hey, probably no dad is going to go out and buy themselves some socks with Star Wars on it, but I swear if somebody gave me some, I would wear them every chance I got.
Because those socks are like $16.99 a piece.
Yeah, they're not cheap, and they're really good quality usually, and they're just conversation starters. And if your dad's a Star Wars fan, he's going to love these. Ties, same thing with ties. But, be careful if your dad doesn't wear ties a lot for work or whatnot. You want to get him something that he can show off on a regular basis. But if your dad wears a suit and tie to work every day, get him a Star Wars tie. Again, it's conversations. Your dad loves to talk Star Wars. I guarantee it. So
a couple years
you don't
ago,
want that to be your dad's funeral option if you give him a Star Wars tie.
A couple years ago, they made a twin pack where it said Darth Vader socks, and the one next to it was Luke. It said "I'm your father," and came with a pack of Luke for little kids, and the other one was "I'm your father" and came with Leia. And it's fun. The kids love to put them all on.
If you go to Out of Print and buy the last novel, you can get socks with your book. And then
Can you?
re-gets
Yeah.
the socks.
Those are expensive stocks, probably. But. All right, next slide.
Jar Jar Swiss cheese.
Hey, pins are always good. I give pins as for office gifts too. Sometimes Star Wars pins. Again, things your dad probably wouldn't buy himself. You can find them just about anywhere on either online or at stores or whatever. It's a quick
Those are
gift,
cool.
and he's gonna like it.
Cool.
It's not something big necessarily.
Yeah.
And since we're talking about something big, we'll kind of get into this in one of the later slides. But unless you know exactly what your dad wants, don't worry about getting him his Grail or his white whale or whatever. Chances are he's probably got a plan to get that himself. So don't worry about that. Just get him something, let him know you love him and you're thinking about him. And it's got Star Wars on it, so he's going to like it.
If you do want to get him an expensive pen, the company Cross actually is a very high dollar pen company, and they have a Star Wars line of pens.
Yeah, they do. Those lines are not cheap.
But
just make sure your dad's not one of those.
They are nice.
Make sure your dad's not somebody that loses their pens a lot.
Or choose it. Yeah.
Choose it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next up?
Next up. Puzzles. I have a couple of puzzles that I've received from gifts. One of these days I'll get my kids to put it together with me. But hey, get your dad a puzzle and say, hey, I want to put this together with you. Spend quality time. Despite rough demeanor, sometimes dads love spending time with their kids, and they'd love nothing more than put a puzzle together with their kids. Maybe frame it or something afterwards as a keepsake.
A lot of them make good art to hang on the wall when you're done.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I highly recommend the bottom right one of the Millennium Falcon. I do own it. It is not an easy puzzle, and when you get it done, oh man, is it gorgeous! It is a beautiful puzzle.
Yeah, there's nothing better than doing a nice puzzle during like the TNT, runs of the marathons of all the Star Wars movies that you've seen a bunch of times already. You have the movies on, put a puzzle together, spend some time together.
Yeah, these are things that your dad might see in your Target or Walmart and pass them up because he's like, I'd rather buy something else or whatever. Something he's not necessarily going to spend money on, but it's probably something he would surely appreciate, especially if it comes with time with the kids and family. Mm-hmm. Okay, next. Here we go. I mean, these are obvious mugs and tumblers. Pretty obvious choice. Something you can
or pint glasses.
Or
glasses.
Pint
glasses. Mm-hmm.
Even if if your dad's not a coffee drinker or whatever, like I'm not, my kids give me mugs and hey, they're my pen holders or whatever for my desk. Shows off my love for Star Wars and things like that. So mugs and tumblers are good. Next. Hey, this is the Darkside crew, and what do we love? We love T-shirts. We love Star Wars T-shirts, and we love our hats. So get your dad a hat. Make sure you're familiar with the size, and then get your dad a Star Wars. Get him a Star Wars hat, a Star Wars T-shirt, something he can wear.
Does anybody on this show not wear Flex Fit? Nobody does the button-up thing, do they?
I can't. No,
I'm a fitted guy.
Yeah,
just on my John Deere's.
All right.
Yeah, we gotta pop out some Wookkie Vision shirts, man. Tales from the Dark Side on the back.
We're not doing Wookkie Vision. Go. Next.
Hey, stuff for the desk, right? I mean, these things are everything from a Han Solo paperclip tray to all these different paperweights to X-Wing and TIE Fighter pin holders. Again, just cool stuff, man. That people either manufactured or maybe somebody makes it as a hobby in a crafts store or craft fair or whatever. But just something that they can show off their love for Star Wars on their desk.
I have a Bluetooth Millennium Falcon speaker on my work desk.
Yeah, those are cool.
These are just there's so many ideas out here. These are just to kind of get you thinking. Think you can pick up quickly, and they're gonna like it. Next
Definitely.
Slide. Wallets, phone
cases,
covers, watches. Watches can go from the cheap to the expensive when it comes to Star Wars. So, you be the judge of what you want to spend on and what your dad would like. Same with
Do they have an
wallets.
Omega?
Ooh.
An Omega.
An Omega with a crushed head. No, we're not doing
An
that.
Omega
All right.
Omega.
Yeah, an Omega Amigo watch.
All right. So yeah, these are getting a little more expensive, probably, but still gifts that they would appreciate.
It
Next,
shows how much you love your dad.
Exactly.
You finally got a job. That's what I want you to do. Go ahead. What's next,
All
Dream?
right, keep it going. Same along the same vein, we have laptop. Star Wars is everything.
Oh, these are cool. I like these backpacks.
Laptop bags, the backpacks. I actually got that backpack for my son for Christmas one time. So,
Oh, nice.
Super cool backpack. Yeah, I wish I'd kept it, but anyway, belts. Just again, not gonna. These are pretty self-explanatory. Just things your dad would like, but may not get for himself. Go ahead. All right, this one is a little more personal, something that the kids can do. That whether it be coloring a Star Wars coloring book or doing some original art like Vader down there, and then framing it in a Star Wars frame. I guarantee you, it's going to be on your dad's wall or on his desk. I little example of how I know this is true. You don't have to blow it up or anything, but
Blow it up.
These are things that these aren't Star Wars necessarily, but these are things that my kids who are in their 20s now made me when they were little, and I still have them and I take care of them. So I guarantee that your dads love that kind of stuff. You may not think they do, but they do. Another idea along the same lines, depending on how expensive, draw a comic book cover for your dad. I guarantee you he'll probably frame it, or you can frame it for him, or get one if you can find it cheap in a dollar bin or whatever. Get a blank comic. And,
can you still
personal art on there?
Can you still grade like those as CBCS? Like it's just as art?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think so.
Yes, you can.
I think you can grade them.
can.
Actually.
Why not?
No, you absolutely
says-
can. You could actually do it at both. And if you guys don't recall, well, there's also another famous comic book where a kid created a comic book and it went on eBay because he was trying to sell it on eBay. And it started, once again, a group I always talk about, the low grade buy trade sell, the one that not Nico from this channel, Nico out in California runs. And there's a kid out there and he just really wanted to get in comics and he started drawing these comic books and he put up on eBay, and like legitimate guys, like there's a lot of us out there bidding it up. And I think one of his first book, which was comic boy story or something, went for $130 or $200 or something like that.
Okay.
Well, because we'd all made good money off this. So everybody was throwing some money in at the kid, and somebody graded it. So they did grade it. I mean, it's garbage, but they graded it.
Yes, just this is a
Not
personal
garbage.
thing.
Sorry, that's
you can
not the right word.
personalize it, and yeah, I mean, maybe I'm projecting myself on a lot of the other dads out there.
No, but it's a good idea.
I think all dads are kind of the same, especially when it comes to kids.
Yeah, it's definitely a good idea. And if you can't draw, or it's like, oh, my kid can't draw. Like, there's YouTube videos where they can just follow step by step. Where my 8-year-old can follow the steps. It doesn't come out half bad. Like they make it pretty easy for you. So it's definitely something that's to look into.
And then last is a little bit of a joke, but it's pretty serious also. I don't always get my wife's permission to spend money, but it's usually safer when I do. If you give your dad, again, only your situation, right? So, but give your dad or your significant other, give them the permission. Maybe they're that close to being able to get that Grail comic that they want or whatever it is. I know we use the word Grail a lot, but that precious comic or that precious whatever that they want, give them permission to get it, and maybe go with them to buy it, share the experience with them and have them tell you all about it and why they want it, and just talk Star Wars with them. I'm sure they'll like it. So that was the last thing. Like I said earlier, don't worry about trying to buy them something super expensive. They probably already got a plan to get it, but maybe give them that final go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and get it and enjoy it.
Don't let the guilt trip. That's all.
It was. You could see. I don't know if Jedi's kids are watching this, but you could definitely see he was speaking to somebody on a lot of those. So since he did that, I'm going to do one that he missed. Let's just say that if you yanked your dad's Xbox controller off the third shelf because you guys aren't supposed to be playing in the back closet, and you ended up breaking the back off, there is a Yoda Star Wars Xbox controller that's for sale. I think it gets to get a little bit expensive, but if you can't afford it, I don't care if you're 3 years old. Go get a job, do something, and then fix my controller for Father's Day.
I'm only 4.
Somebody makes controller holders for those too. A company does it. I don't know who it is, but
Maybe
out of characters, Star Wars characters.
Maybe you could get mom to help you buy it, and you could work it off through some chores.
But
Yeah,
the final thing we're going to do, maybe go around the horn real quick. I don't know how we're doing on time, Marco, but yeah, if there's anything, I know Marco mentioned one. If there's anything else.
Oh yeah, we're waiting. I like the socks. I actually got the socks before.
If anybody wants to,
go ahead, JJ, go. JJ, go.
I was gonna say, if anybody wants to send me a nice 6 scale Hot Toys, like $300 toy or something, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I always wanted one of those, and I don't never buy them.
I think the safe bet is into the socks too. Like if you get the socks, because ties a little tough sometimes. Shirts, I think shirts is kind of pretty safe. I don't think there's going to be a bad Star Wars shirt, but I know I've gotten the socks before, and even the matching ones I think were pretty cool. Dom, what do you got? Anything?
Nah, just Star Wars is the best thing you can give a gift to anybody who's a big Star Wars fan. I'll take boxer
Pops.
shorts,
Yeah.
Pops, boxer shorts. I'll take socks, a hat. Whatever it is, I'll enjoy. Look, I don't have any kids, so my nieces and nephews are my kids, and they know what I like. So when it comes down to it, I'm a godfather, so definitely come Father's Day, I'll probably get something from my godchild, like a Star Wars shirt.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's good. Yeah. Pete, besides a swift kick to the jugulas, what's your kid gonna get you think?
I asked for a Lego.
Oh, nice. There you go.
I wanted one of the new ones. You wanted the Vader or the Boba Fett, because I think the Boba Fett was on sale.
Yeah.
One of those.
Those somebody brought that up in the chat too. Those
one Legos year, my niece and nephew got me a stuffed animal, a little stuffed Chewie, and when he squeezes his tummy, he roars and stuff in 4 different ways. Another year,
get off my lawn.
Another year, they went to my girlfriend and her daughter went to Build-A-Bear, and they did Batman Build-A-Bear and got me a Batman Build-A-Bear. So it was cool because they got to hang out and they got to have some time. And then she built me a Batman Build-A-Bear. So that was another really cool, fun thing for the kids to do that, Yeah. And
cool.
they had a Star Wars line of Build-A-Bears for a while as well. So, I don't know if they're still around, but
I like Astro telling them to dust the shelves. Except for the last time you can see the dent in the box of the Hulk. One of the kids dropped that one, so just be careful when you're doing it. That's all I got. Anybody else?
Did you see Ruben's comment?
What did Ruben say?
Just get a job or get your head popped up.
Oh.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to have life goals, right?
T-shirts. Again, you can't go wrong with a t-shirt.
Every once in a while, Marco has an opinion that just kind of breaks the internet.
Yeah.
We've stumbled across another one.
Like hating on Wookkie Vision 2022. I don't get it.
Yeah, well. Build a Bat Bear. What's that?
Get those shirts done, Solo.
I'm telling you. It's Tales from the Darkside on the back and Wookkie Vision on the front.
We have a Darkside shirt that we have a design for. We just have to. We were supposed Kyle, who's in the thing, said he was going to hook us up with somebody to make them, and we didn't. That didn't happen. So we're going to have a couple of runs, hopefully. So we'll get them done soon.
Put them on Teespring or whatever. Just do it.
I don't want to do that. I just want to buy a bunch, and then that way, we can maybe sell some.
That's the thing. You can buy them.
Huh.
You can buy them yourself, and you don't have the markup because you just buy them at cost if you just want them for yourself.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I'll put it on the list of 80,000 things that we got to do. All right. Anything else do we have for the rest of the show? Any show? Anybody have anything to plug besides Wednesday?
Wookkie and I just want to thank everyone for the continued support of Dad Jokes, and make sure not to let don't let Marco cancel us, because
he did try by taking all the laugh track away, and everybody else was listening. He tried
every week. I try something new to see if I can make it.
Trying to cancel us for weeks, and you guys won't let him, and we appreciate it.
Can I get a bill? Comes with a heart. Oh, what the heck is this? Get out of here, Shannon. All right.
They do.
What? They do come with a heart.
Build-A-Bear, that's the thing. There's like a heart you got to put in there.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's part of the thing.
No, you can totally do it.
All right. May the force be with you. Always.